Welcome back, 13 Card Subject Exchange. I'm here. Jesse's here. Leroy might be here.
Maybe.
He's being a dad. It is what it is.
Being a good dad, that's what he does.
We'll try to get through this show for you only because Jesse and I are both not in the best of spirits.
Man, we are.
Holy
trying to get through
Nikes.
it
We'll do this for you guys, though.
I had to take a nap before we even started today.
Jesse, I got up at 12:30. Anyway, Jesse, I would like to start with this. So I just have a quick question for you, Mr. Business Student, Mr. In a Band, all this other kind of stuff. So if you are, let's say, Caleb Shomo, the primary lyricist and basically musician of Beartooth. Everybody kind of shows up, and he's got, by this point, I think he probably lets those guys have their inputs.
Right.
But, Jesse, you know as well as I do, the records are coming out the way Caleb wants them to come out.
Sure.
It's like with Ozzy, he fired Zach for a couple of years because he felt the records were sounding too much like Black Label, and Ozzy didn't want to go in that direction, even though Zach sings a lot like Ozzy. It must just be from the years being in the band.
I used to tell people I would listen to Black Label. I thought it was Ozzy.
Yeah. But so, Jesse, but it's not always 100% that is the guy who does everything, but the final product is still there overseen.
Right.
Okay? Like I would say for, once in a while, Ben from Breaking Benjamin occasionally lets those guys have a say because it's been a solo project for the last 10 years, let's be honest.
Maybe longer if he takes all the lawsuits.
Yeah, but it's just, Jesse, what I really don't understand, and this is my opening topic because I saw so many people not understand this. So obviously, Perros Del Mal, they are back.
Yes.
With, by the way, starting off, approval from Perro Aguayo Jr.'s family.
Well, here's the thing. That's from the tag team. That's Garza's uncle.
Right.
So that's his family.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
but
I'm sure getting permission wasn't that hard.
But here's the thing. They've got permission. No one can say they're trying to make money off of some dead guy's faction.
Right.
Obviously, Rey Mysterio's still emotional. It was an accident in the ring. No one's going to, rehash that.
Right.
But, Jesse, this narrative that came out, Undertaker's cooking, Triple H is failing. Guys, he's the head of creative for WWE, which owns AAA. Now, Jesse, as I was getting to it, when you have someone that does a good job, Sleep Token's probably the best thing because Vessel will write the lyrics, he'll write the bass, and he'll write the guitar.
Right.
You think he's touching Two's drumming?
Probably not.
He probably doesn't need to.
He probably gives them an idea where they want the story, where he thinks the song should go, and he just goes with it.
Yeah, and Two's arguably the best drummer in the world right now, so he kind of just figures it out.
The collaboration is easy.
Yeah, but Jesse, but that's the thing. Like you have said before, Undertaker is overseeing AAA.
Sure.
But people are starting to act like on the internet Triple H doesn't know exactly what's going on in AAA.
No, he knows exactly what's going on.
Triple H is the head of creative for WWE, which means any affiliated WWE show probably has been signed off by Triple H, or he has someone that he trusts to run the show.
Correct.
NXT is run by Triple H, but Shawn Michaels runs the day-to-day operations, and Triple H clearly trusts Shawn Michaels.
Correct.
That's the GOAT, folks.
Correct.
And Undertaker, Taker gets wrestling. Taker gets Mexican wrestling. Remember, Taker was handed a place where you could kayfabe, and the fans are okay with it.
Right.
The fans don't want to go on social media and find out who Penta is. They don't want to go on social media and find out who Ray Phoenix is. They don't care. They're fine with the anonymity.
Right.
Again, American fans, take fucking note. Anyway, this idea that Triple H is failing all these people, but then Taker is the savior and Taker should take over WWE creative. It's like, guys, that's not how a business that's successful works.
Right.
Undertaker doesn't want to run the whole thing. He would never want to do that because that's just not who he is, personally.
Right.
But the ability to work with young talent and the ability to work in a place, because Taker's always been about the business, a place where it is still the business, and it's really the culture, let's be honest. We're talking about Mexico here. But, to think Triple H doesn't know what's happening in AAA, being the guy at the very top, not only is that bad business strategy, but that's not how they work.
So here's the thing, and yes, Main Roster clearly has its issues. Now, as we've explained before, there's more to that than just, all the guy's a bad booker. No, I don't know where the ideas come from sometimes, and like the Jey Uso thing's a big thing again. Though this time I'm like,
we're actually going to stay off our phones during the show because we don't want to spoil Raw for everyone because it's on right now.
Oh, to be honest, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are they in another country again?
The live event where Liv may have gotten hurt was in Birmingham.
Oh, and they recorded there?
I don't know if it was recorded, but I know they're in the UK right now.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. So with the main roster, I think there's too many hands in the kitchen when there should just be one chef again.
Yeah.
That's kind of obvious. I'm like, you don't have that hot 2-year run.
Well,
and then all of a sudden, like, you forget how
Jesse,
to do this.
that's the thing. You had a band known as Hollywood Undead who how many record labels did they turn down themselves because they didn't want to edit Swan Songs, the first record. They wanted it to get put out the way that it did. Then they get to the third record, and they've even admitted, Charlie Sheen talked about it, that record, as successful as it was probably not our favorite record because we admit the label was in too much.
Right.
Too many people were coming in and out. And arguably, as much as I love that record, I think it's probably the least favorite record for people that really like Hollywood Undead because it was probably the most commercial sounding record, even though there are some hits still off of it. But Jesse, like you said, you don't just get two successful records like they did, light the world on storm, both the rap and the rock world, and sold out tours, smaller venues but sold out tours nonetheless.
Sure.
You don't just do that and then your third record comes out and all of a sudden everyone's like, well, what happened to old Hollywood? Like, it's still the same guys. Now,
right.
Yeah, Danny came in, but Danny was a buddy of theirs. They obviously were done with Deuce, so that wasn't a dynamic where all of a sudden they started sucking
right.
because Deuce was out of the band. I mean, Deuce was the mixer, but it was Hollywood Undead. They had friends that could do the same thing Deuce was doing. And, Danny came in because they needed a singer. But it's like you're saying, a band doesn't just start to suck when all the ingredients from the first two successful records are there. You've always said, Linkin Park, after the second record, no one wanted to do it. Mike seemed like the only guy that wanted to keep it going.
Well, it felt like after the second record, clearly Chester was still the metalhead, but Mike and some of the other guys wanted to kind of get into the pop thing a little bit, get more of the electronic stuff, which is fine.
Hey, I'm a Sleep Token fan. I'm not against what you want to do. Just make it sound good.
And like I told people, like, listen, like that third and fourth album was never for me, but you don't gain that large of a following if you don't try something new. So I cannot blame them for doing that.
Well, Jesse, how many times have you tried to explain to people? You can hate the Black Album. You can say they sold out. You're right. They sold out every goddamn arena from then on.
The problem was
Lars
cockily said that shit. I was just like, it's true.
But you don't have to be a dick about it.
But Lowe's still wasn't that good, buddy. I'm sorry. Just to me, what did he say? The document. It was stuck to my fucking ears.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. It's so when it comes to AAA's creative. Also, here's the thing. Like, to be honest, if I'm being honest, I've been saying for a while. I don't know why he doesn't have Jeremy Borash as his right-hand man on the main roster anyway. Because that's who the right-hand man is in AAA.
I almost feel like that might be a TKO decision because what I've certainly learned about TKO in recent months, they want names to be in certain places. And Jesse, okay, how many music fans do you think know the man who just passed away, I believe today was announced, Clive Davis? How many fans do you...
Oh, wow, that happened.
Yeah, 94.
Holy shit.
But, I mean, Jesse, how many people do you think know that Rick Rubin has produced for everyone from Johnny Cash to Eminem to rock bands on down?
If somebody probably younger than you might not know that.
Right. Mutt Lang, obviously.
Right.
I mean, Mutt's still the guy that fumbled Shania Twain. Don't know what the hell you were doing there, brother, but okay. Other than that, congratulations on the records. But I
mean, probably like one of the finest women that ever come out of country music is Shania Twain.
Just the finest women in general. Good Lord, man.
My God, like.
She's 60-something now, and I'm still like, goddamn.
Bruh, like they had her show up, I think, last year to the CMAs, and I'm like, she still looked that good? Bro, I'm about to head down to Nashville.
Right?
But yeah, no, Triple H, yes, there's clear issues on the main roster.
If you can't tell by now with the idiocy of what Mark Shapiro says versus, we're actually not gonna pull back on the celebrity thing. It's like
Endeavor is just. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna lie. It's funny because the diehard UFC fans were saying this for years. It has now become such an issue.
All right. Racism aside, stupid political bullshit aside, stop telling me, especially Joe Rogan, I thought you were actually starting to stop saying bullshit. The greatest fight card of all time? What the fucker? That was a Friday night. You remember Fight Night back in the day when the UFC was first starting to come up?
Yes, I do.
It was an hour long. You got three or four fights that were okay.
Right.
That's what this card was.
Yeah, when some people were like, "This was the greatest card they could put together," I'm like, "Dude, 5 of the guys didn't even want to do it."
Yeah, they did it because of the payday that they found out
ain't
about.
Nobody hating on.
No. Hey, man, look. However,
politics aside, go get your money.
However you make money in this world, go for it. Just don't be weird about it.
I remember telling people like. I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't Michael Vick take that contract from the Eagles? Go get your money, dog.
Yeah.
Because it's probably going to be the last time you can get that kind of money.
Yeah.
So, go get it.
Yeah.
It's just,
but
greatest card on the planet was so strong.
But, Jesse, that's the thing. They failed at that event, and now talks.
By the way, Josh's fight was terrible.
Josh's fight was.
I don't know what the hell was wrong with, politically, he's a dickhead too, but.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, you're just fat and out of shape now.
Yeah.
That fight was embarrassing.
At least Mike Perry for that Jake Paul thing decided to go on the steroids and get jacked. Mike,
give him credit.
Yeah, no, Mike. Mike was at least in shape for that fucking fight, even though he's like he's like 35 now.
Something
yeah.
Like that.
But no, Jesse. Basically, what we're trying to get at, they're not. TKO would be moronic to run a WWE event on that lawn thing because they lost money at the fucking 250 event.
Well, and by the way,
mostly because you couldn't sell that many tickets because of security reasons, you
they
morons.
Also did the music festival thing, and that didn't fucking go well at all. That was fucking terrible.
All those people were like, "Wait a sec, I want to have a music career when this is over."
Well, it was just they did the wrestling thing in the middle of it, but they didn't really. Between them and then the festival organizers, it was not set up well at all.
No.
Which is weird because they've done Download a few times, which is the metal festival in the UK.
Which, by the way, does pretty damn successful.
And every time they have the NXT tent, it does really well.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what you guys did differently because I still remember the Bianca match. I'm like, this is fucking terrible. This looks terrible.
Yeah, but that's just my. But that's
Plus
just.
all those kids were high at that point.
Well, yeah, exactly. Old school Warped Tour. Anyway, but no, Jesse, it's like
I just saw that it's going on again.
Oh, it is the last couple of years.
I didn't realize that.
It's just bigger now. It's like an actual I think it's like one stage now, maybe 2 stages. So, but it's big type thing.
Well, yeah, it was so weird because they tried to treat it like a traveling circus, and there was always in certain cities like Minneapolis, it was always a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, but basically what we're getting at, folks, TKO would be stupid to run a wrestling event on the White House lawn because, guys, you can't sell tickets for security reasons. You can't vet 20,000 people all at the same time. You just can't. Secret Service is not that loaded. But here's the thing,
also,
Jesse.
I got to be honest. I don't even think that many wrestling fans are going to go to D.C. for some shit like that.
Oh, God, no. But basically what we're getting at, like you said, how are we blaming Triple H when clearly he's not as in charge as people think? Remember, people keep making memes of when NXT and Dynamite go head-to-head. By the way, NXT won this week by 60,000 people. Funny how that works. But anyway, no.
And I don't even think it reached 600,000.
It didn't. It didn't even reach 550. But here's the thing. They always put Triple H and Tony up. NXT, yes, Triple H signs off on it. But that's Shawn Michaels, who, by the way, Tony Khan will even admit to you, if I'm going to put together a top 5, if Shawn Michaels isn't in it, then Tony Khan was never a wrestling fan to begin with.
It's so weird to me because it's so weird because everyone wants to give this new version of NXT a bad rap, but I'm like, wait a minute, it's been the same solid-ass product for like 3 years
Well,
now.
that's the thing, Jesse.
And it's developmental. It's not going to be perfect.
Can we talk about that for a second? even though on the surface, that's all we need to say.
Right.
Jesse, these people are learning.
Right.
They, like, if they make a mistake and Allison and I are watching, I tend to go, it's NXT.
Right.
Shawn Michaels is going to go back to a film session with this person, explain what went wrong, and hopefully they don't make the same mistake twice.
Right.
Like, that's, like, Jesse, there was an era when you didn't have film study, you kind of just learned on the fly, and Shawn Michaels was still the greatest of all time day one. It was kind of fucking weird.
I mean, he's a goat.
Like,
Goat man.
He and Marty Jannetty should have been an enhancement team for at least 5 more years before anyone cared about them.
He goat man. He was insane.
But that's the thing. When Jesse, if you mess up the promo, if you get the wrong spot, if you do this, if you do that, it's developmental.
Right.
You know, it's funny. Allison and I last night just watched Moneyball for the first time for Allison.
Oh, okay.
And I was proven right again. Baseball makes the best movies. It's not even a question mark.
Moneyball's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah. But anyway, Allison started to sit there and ask questions, and I was like, okay, she's getting into it. And then came the moment of like, so wait, Billy went from an 18-year-old straight to the major leagues. And I'm like, yep, because they said he was a 5-tool player, and they were like, big leagues right away. Jesse, even Bryce Harper started in the minor leagues, and Bryce was arguably the greatest prospect ever of a first overall pick.
Yeah, and a lot of that started after Billy, unfortunately, because Billy wasn't the first to be taken right out of high school in baseball. That used to be a thing, just like it used to be in the NBA. And then the NBA was like, you got to go for 2 years. You got to go to college for 2 years. And then a few years ago they brought it down to 1, but yeah, right. But it's still one of those things where they got to go develop, man.
Well, Jesse, that's the thing. Can you imagine if the Mets had taken a 5-tool prospect like Billy Beane and said 2 years in the minor leagues? Just to get your feet wet, just to figure it out. Because you're still facing some big league arms.
He was never a terrible player.
No.
He just wasn't the player everyone thought he should be.
And by the way, Jesse, what is worse than an 18-year-old going from podunk nowhere, getting accepted to Stanford? No one cares about baseball at Stanford because, they're all, rich, smart snobs. But it's like, Jesse, he went to New York at 18 years old.
Yeah.
And by the way,
that was tough.
And by the way, Jesse, who was batting behind him? A guy named Darryl Strawberry. He did all right in the major leagues.
One of the greatest players of all time.
So, like, can you imagine if that guy had just spent a couple of years in the minor leagues to learn the game, to fine-tune the things, to get real coaching? Like, Kevin O'Connell said, you fail prospects, quarterbacks specifically, more than they fail you.
Right.
Because you give them the keys to a Ferrari at 22 years old and expect them to drive the thing like they're a fucking F1 driver.
Don't crash it. Drive it slow. Like, what? What? You just gave them the keys to the kingdom.
Yeah.
Why don't you teach them how to rule the kingdom?
And that's why and that's why I keep trying to explain to people. Kyler Murray is just the latest example of the Minnesota Vikings every couple of years think to themselves, well, we're just a quarterback away.
It is so weird to me, this camp with your team and those 2 quarterbacks because, yes, I know he hasn't been with the team and he was going because, the Vikings are a team he rooted for growing up and he really likes Kevin. And yet, consistently, JJ has the better numbers.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to watch.
No, I guess at one of like the last couple practices, like or the one time they both do like 6 to 8 interceptions. I think Kyler threw 10.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, I guess that's expected for a guy learning the offense.
Yeah,
but I'm like, JJ's actually improving. That's what you wanted to see, guys.
And for some strange reason, to appease the fans, we're gonna go with someone else. And I'm like, or you could tell the fans to shut up for 4 years, and in 4 years he's ready.
What I didn't understand, and by the way, this goes back to the whole developmental thing. What I don't understand, and I still don't understand. Love the Vikings for it, but I still didn't get it. You knew Sam had an understanding of that offense because he played in a different version of it. And at the same time, you still drafted a quarterback who you knew probably needed about 2 years to really understand. Even though he, when he made big throws in college, which is all he really needed to do, He was a high-level, big-time player.
Yeah.
Why are you shocked that his first year starting, he struggles?
Every time I watched, I was like, that's what a rookie does.
That's what a rookie looks like.
But again, we're not you guys who consistently try to draft a quarterback, and then you fail him in your Jets sort of way.
They're talking about we want to be like the Knicks, and I'm like, you need to start being just better. I don't want to hear about y'all wanting to be the Knicks. Just be better.
James Dolan literally said, we won because I backed off finally, and I let somebody else run this bitch.
By the way, he can still go.
Oh, not denying it.
As far as 75% of us are concerned, he can still get the hell out.
And that's fine.
But
why do you think he talks so little during the ring ceremony?
Right. Here's the thing. Like, and then when I look at NXT, I'm like, so far, Sean is batting pretty damn well for a product you think is bad.
Well, and not only that, Jesse, you want to know the other thing that nobody wants to acknowledge. He's batting so well because Triple H isn't Vincifying everyone that gets called up.
They come up with a plan with these guys and gals. They work them. They start to get over in NXT. Hell, Javon Evans is one. He's like, I still wanted 2 more years with him. But Javon's doing pretty damn good on the main roster.
Well, because Triple H said, come up, do what you do. You're a connector. You're young. You're black. Folks, this is America. It's always a big thing when a minority's doing well. That's just how marketing works.
It helps.
We talk real on this show.
Obafemi's one of the most over guys.
Unfortunately, folks, you're not going to get a clip of us like on Caleb Hammer where a white guy goes on and just says the hard R N-word right to another black man.
Yeah, that show's crazy.
Okay.
That's why your finances are shit.
Yeah, right?
But, like...
Obafemi's the most over guy in the world.
Like, and you know when he's done with the Brock Lesnar program, he's going to be world champion.
Well, not only that, but Jesse, he's also not going to work every day.
Well,
What is the point of Obafemi getting just drowned out, squeezing the sponge?
So, I mean, Raw was very interesting to me this week because I'm like, I don't believe Jey Uso's going to get to the finals or win King of the Ring.
No. Although I will say it is written that Jey could win, continue trying to please Roman, but then Oba could get screwed by Brock because Brock will go to Saudi as long as he's paid.
Well, here's the thing. He could get screwed by Brock in Saudi Arabia. That wouldn't really be that big of a deal. But
yeah.
I'm like, I'm like, booking-wise, story-wise, of course, Cody should not hold on to the title forever. Neither should Roman again.
Yeah.
But like,
but by the way, you and I once again proven right after only 1 week. You really think after the 2 weeks of Jacob's segments that Jacob's just a subservient nobody to Roman Reigns? Like, where the hell are you? What the hell are you watching?
I'm like, I think Jacob might have actually cost him that fucking match.
Yeah.
Because I think a more interesting story really is Roman versus Oba versus Brock. I know it sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I'm like, it's a more interesting story than Jey goes and fights Cody Rhodes. A match people in their brain are like, even when they don't like Cody Rhodes, you're like,
yeah,
he shouldn't lose that.
I agree. But anyway, to finish up, it's like Jesse, I can't think of an NXT prospect.
Unless it's Sami Zayn.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, that's always floating out there.
Which I'm like, hey, if Sami Zayn is going to the SummerSlam WWE champion and loses to Jey, it actually, there's some bloodline shit there that makes some sense.
But it's like, Jesse, I can't think of someone who has completely fizzled out, except for the IWC on Twitter, which, again, I don't believe a goddamn thing that comes off that thing. But, Jesse, again, you're happy on Dynamite, and the internet goes crazy. You beat a bunch of kids.
Oh God, let's talk about the thing this week. So yes, I'm sure they knew kind of maybe, and I don't know how it looked on live TV. On HBO Max, it was just said because it's HBO Max. You can't say fuck on live TV. I don't care what's going on. You can't say fuck on live TV without them knowing you're going to say fuck so they can block it.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why you might not get a TV contract. It's a goddamn renegade show over there.
You can't okay, let's just sit in a boardroom for 5 seconds, and everyone's like, well, how do you know? I'm like, I know plenty of people who have dealt with TV. It's fine. Number one, you have declining ratings. There's no trend where you go up for more than a week.
Maybe 2 at best.
You have a consistent hospital bill the size of the Rio Grande River or the size of an algae reflecting pool.
Though I will say the WWE's women's division.
Your shirt's a better color than the reflecting pool, by the way. Good job.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
What a jackass he is. Oh my God.
It's Biden's fault. Biden didn't touch the reflecting pool.
It's Biden's fault. Some idiots were like, well, this is how it works and you paid it. I'm like, there's 45% of this country that is just unbelievably fucking stupid, and at some point we had to have a conversation about it.
Well, Jesse, like I said, I think that if Caleb and Tyler, his black employee, if they sell tickets to charity to beat up this motherfucker that was just on their show after his probation is over, it'll probably be just mostly black people telling Tyler, you whooped this motherfucker's ass.
And that's another reason we're ashamed of what happened in the Josh Hoke thing. Like, because even though he's a stupid MAGA guy as well, like, really, you look like a bitch. You looked out of shape like a bitch. Well, there's no respect for you.
Let me be that was the thing. Bro, you're going after someone who, by the way, won't give you the time of day because she doesn't need to. She was too busy dedicating a library to the person she's, by the way, according to MAGA, not, but is still married to, and they seem just fine.
Been married to for like 40 years.
Yeah, no, they're fine, y'all.
They're very good.
But no, it's just
always thinking about the Obamas for some reason.
Yeah, no, it's very funny.
Funny. I do every now and then because it was more peaceful back then.
I had someone on my Facebook who legitimately sat there and was just like, you keep posting all this negative Trump shit, but it's like, Clinton, Biden, Obama, none of them cared about you. I'm like, bro, this is personal with Trump. I've been doing this before he was president. This is just funny to me. I don't care about any of them.
I was ashamed when I first saw him win because I'm like, does no one listen to New York ever? The largest city probably should be the capital city of this country.
Probably, yeah.
And you guys don't fucking listen. We're all obnoxious at all times.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't just New York City. The whole state told us not to vote for him.
Bro, he's a fucking criminal. Don't do it. And then when they did it, we were like, okay.
All right.
Learn the hard way.
We don't know what's going on, but okay.
Even the, semi-Republican Democratic fucking governor at the time was just like, I can't believe the country just did that. This is unfucking believable.
I also thought it was hilarious when everyone saw you guys vote in Mondani. I'm like, he's closer to a New Yorker than half the politicians that have run the city.
Like I told people, New Yorker is politically is filled with independence, but they actually know what's going on in the city.
Yeah.
And they saw Mondani, got to know him a little bit, and was like, God, he's the best. He's the best so-called politician I've seen in 30 years. Even Republicans voted for him. Like, this is easy.
But Jesse,
by the way, their deficit is almost gone.
Yeah.
In his first 7 months. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, it's kind of weird. But no, again, here's the other thing.
Also made Jeff Bezos pay what he fucking owed.
Should have.
I'm like, that's incredible. No one has made these billionaires pay anything.
Yeah.
And he literally said to some of them, including Jeff Bezos, I will send you to the upstate New York prison. Pay your taxes.
Yeah.
And he did.
It's almost like you have power over billionaires.
Correct.
It's hilarious. But anyway, no, Jesse. So you have a declining audience on paper, on every metric. Nothing changes. You constantly break FCC airwave laws, which, by the way, Jesse, billionaires own these TV stations. They still bow to the FCC.
Correct.
The FCC still runs this motherfucking bitch. Okay? They look at you.
Even though it's run by an idiot.
Well, no one's ever been a good runner of the FCC, but
most of them, unfortunately, have been just
appointed jackasses.
Yeah.
Yep. But Jesse, you also consistently have a hot.
D. Snyder to run the FCC.
I would love it.
He'd be like, well, you can't drop fuck unless you're on HBO and shit like that. Then drop all the fucks.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But that's just it. But that's just it. There's not a single actual real metric except for Vince was mean to us for 20 years.
Right.
That's ever going to make a television station say. How many times do we have to remind people? Vince's biggest competition ever died because people just said we don't want it. Like, that's been said more times than you can actually look up in the next, the rest of the show. That, Jesse, these executives just didn't want it.
Boy, the Warner executives,
Time Warner, yep,
did not want anything to fucking do with pro wrestling. Like I told people, when you didn't, if you were already in the know, you didn't need to see the documentary, though you confirmed it. If not for Ted Turner, that thing would have been dead in the 90s.
Yeah.
But Ted Turner saw something in it and saw Eric Bischoff and what he was doing in AWA and went, I like this kid. I like him a lot. And really brought them. And for a short while, as it's documented, they were kicking Vince's ass.
Yeah. Yeah. But Jesse, it would have never gone 83 weeks.
Right.
If the executives had more power than Ted. But Ted still was in charge.
Ted was the owner.
So that was the 90s, early 2000s. And by the way, early 2000s.
He also used to own the Braves, and I think he still does.
He still does, yeah. Well, he's passed. God rest his soul. He passed away a couple months ago.
That's right.
Yeah, but still. But Jesse.
Oh yeah, we were talking about.
Yeah. But Jesse. Early 2000s WCW was hard to watch because no one gave a shit anymore. They were on the way out.
It was horrendous.
They still have better ratings than Dynamite.
Oh yeah.
Which is sad.
They can't. I mean, back then those Raw and Nitro would do damn near 10 to 12
I have a question.
million.
Let's take the big dogs out of the way for a second. I actually think we should do this for the show, and we'll do it off camera, and then we'll come back and explain it to you guys. Hey, Jesse, can somebody look up the old television ratings for Thunder, and we'll see how they compare to Dynamite?
It was so fucking abysmal. And yet, because I used to watch Thunder every day, because I was just
I told you. Do you remember a couple of years ago when we still had the network, I went through all the episodes of Thunder.
Right.
Shit's hard to watch.
It was.
Now you know why I can get through Dynamite, because I've already done it with
Thunder.
Thunder.
I was going to say, now that I think about it, that's probably why I can't too. Thunder was fucking abysmal.
But Jesse, because no one cared.
As a kid, I didn't mind it.
Well, yeah.
But I remember watching it again I'm like, well, this was fucking horrendous.
Because no one cared.
Right.
No one tried.
Right.
Because remember, it was supposed to be literally the NWO show.
Right.
And then when they realized they couldn't take it away from Nitro because everyone wanted the NWO on Nitro, they just turned it into Thunder.
Well, and the biggest problem with Thunder, where I gave Vince credit for SmackDown, was Vince actually poured his heart into both shows.
Yeah.
So it actually really balanced.
Because remember, Jesse, when you think about The Rock in his heyday, he was on SmackDown.
Like you think of his days on SmackDown, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Layeth the Smacketh Down was not just him coming up with a tagline. He said it because he was on the show.
Well, he said it before then, and then Vince was just like, fuck, that's a great name for a show.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as the whole 83 weeks thing go, once WWE took the lead of the ratings again on both Monday and Thursday, they never lost it again.
No.
But
Jesse, we'll go back.
No, Thunder was pretty fucking abysmal.
But Jesse, Dynamite, which is the premier crown jewel, is beating WWE's minor league baseball team.
And by the way, SmackDown was at like a fucking million not too long ago.
Still is.
And I'm like, you can't keep up
with SmackDown.
Which has now, by the way, the last 2 weeks have been much better.
Yeah,
much better. I'm like, okay, we're getting better here. Okay, but I'm like, so the viewers will come back to SmackDown as long as they're doing better. I'm like, but you can't keep up at all.
I think the stank of the releases has finally kind of left the show.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like, you know, because some of them are starting to kind of self-promote some of their other stuff. So, you know, people can follow them. That's a good thing about the internet age.
Yeah.
Is when wrestlers are released, you now have a better chance of really just self-promoting yourself to do some other stuff.
Yeah.
Joe Gacy has, of course, the Bray Wyatt family very interested in what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Joseph's going to do it with him. Dexter really hasn't said anything, but we'll see. And, of course, Nikki, with her husband,
they just
owns
bought
the company. So
yeah, exactly.
They're doing pretty damn good. So
yeah,
it's just crazy to me to think about Dynamite and be like, we're 7 years into this thing, and WWE has had some fucking low points.
Yeah.
And you still can't beat the main two shows.
They had a giant sex kidnapping scandal, and they got better because of the scandal. Like, that shouldn't happen.
It was funny. Like I told you, I'm like, it might have been, regardless if people believe her story now or not, the lie might have been the greatest thing to happen in WWE.
Yeah.
Because he had to go.
I will say this. Again, I am always for talent and obviously victims of these horrible things. But if you read court discovery documents, she's not looking great.
She's not looking great. But like I tell people, good. Because Vince has lied for fucking 40 years. So he got by somebody else's lie.
Hold on. Ain't nobody defending Vincent Kennedy McMahon Jr.
There are people, and we see them trying to. I'm like, there is no defending that motherfucker.
No.
If his career ended because of lies, good. It doesn't feel good, doesn't it?
Sometimes
Vince?
bad things happen to bad people.
And he fucking deserves
and
it.
It's deserved, yes. Jesse, sex scandal, a fucking hostile takeover, a family being ripped apart to where it's a bunch of awkward Thanksgivings.
It feels like it's always a bunch of awkward get-togethers, too, even with the mother.
Yeah, right? But just, Jesse, politics of the worst liked president in history, that's literally on fucking facts, so I'm not even going to argue that with people. And you have not made an inch of progress. Like, Jesse, I don't know how to explain to people. When you really have an honest conversation, there's no metric where they've done better.
No.
There's no, and by the way, the metric that everyone tries to say, well, we love it. I'm like, guys, your love and your admiration means nothing to a boardroom. It doesn't mean a goddamn thing.
It means nothing to advertisers, not unless you love it enough to buy products. So, like,
Domino's Pizza right now is running an ad where their actual executive team is about to fire someone because she made stuffed crust cheap. Not going to happen, but still, it's like, whatever. Right. But, like, Jesse, Domino's could have wrestling fans throughout their executive team. They can't have a pizza cutter spot where their ad is.
By the way, Pizza Hut's a better pizza. I'm sorry, Domino's. I'm sorry. I still love you as a company.
Yeah.
We love the sponsorship.
Well, they're better than back in the day when everything
was better if you're paying me, though.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, Jesse. Well, Jesse, I'm having a nice water over here, and it's whoever wants to pay us the most money.
Hey, I'm saying somebody's like, so, dude, were you drinking something on the show? I'm like, yep, and whoever wants to pay me, that's what it was, and it was delicious.
Yeah. It was great. It was great as I spit it off to the side. Anyway. But it's like, Jesse, if we take heart and love and all this stuff out of the equation, they have not gone up in any metric.
Like I said, their best times was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like watching the show.
But if you need to be helped by a worldwide issue that shut everyone in their homes, what does that mean for your product?
It's probably not the best thing. No, because like I tell people, like at the time, I could, because I was still, of course, really heavy into the Japanese wrestling at that point. Too,
Yeah.
I was just like, I can actually watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and Dynamite. And yeah, I was honest. I'm like, for me, NXT was actually the better show.
Yeah.
But I could still like go back to watch Dynamite and really like it every week.
Yeah.
That shit's been done for like 5 years now.
I just, Jesse, every time you see them fall into momentum, it either goes away.
I used to come on this show and be like, I like the Jon Moxley title run because I thought he was doing a good job of using that title to try to push people. But then me and you would come on here and I'd be like, but I don't know what the fuck the head booker's doing because he never follows up.
Yeah, no. to literally, and actually it's a joke that is now sad. Two things happen when they accidentally fall into success. It either A, doesn't get booked for 6 months, or B, it ends up in the Callis family.
So, yeah, in this case, yeah. Well, now Will Ospreay ended up in fucking Nazi wrestling land. Also, we're gonna have to talk about him and Swerve. That was a bad promo segment. Well, that's what I mean when what we originally started with. What are you?
Not only was it bad for that reason, it was bad because Jesse.
It was also a reminder of the time when he said the reason AEW sucks, and it was just like, so you know the product is shit. You guys know it in your hearts.
Man knew he fucked up.
Like, you guys know, because I'm like, you'll never hear that. I mean, you could every now and then from CM Punk back in the day.
Yeah.
But, like, you weren't going to usually hear us start talking about why the company's bad. That shit wasn't going to happen.
Hey, man, Roman Reigns may support Donald Trump. He don't say nothing about Donald Trump when he's on the show.
By the way, I'm reminded. I keep almost wanting to forgive Seth because I see shit like what happened on Dynamite. Like Seth got heat from us, not just not really just in the IWC, but the hardcore wrestling fan base. I used to see him on the indies for years.
Yeah.
Because we were like, why are you fucking always defending Vince, man?
Yeah.
Like, if not for you, Dean, for Roman, some of these other guys, we wouldn't watch WWE.
When we go over the promo, I will explain to people, a promo segment to set up a huge match is never just an isolated incident. It can't be. Because it's every ounce of television that's been poured into it. It's every single word they've said. It's each guy's personality. And it was just another fellatio fest about how good the wrestling is.
It was.
We'll go through it. We don't have to go through it right now.
Right.
We'll get there. Right. But I mean, Jesse, to finish up here, there is not a single metric that an advertiser or a television station who holds your future in their hands can put onto paper. Because, Jesse, that's all they read are the scouting reports. That's all they read is their Monday morning portfolios.
It's not good.
And I'm sorry. Not only that, but you want to know something that's even weirder. Let's look at the current contract that's expiring. Everyone's like, oh, it's almost $1 million a show. These people deal in billions the way you deal in pennies. These people don't care about $1 million.
So I was on Reddit, and somebody had brought up, like, and then I had to kill them, and then I made the Reddit thread laugh, and I think I got kicked out the Reddit thread for a day. Because he was just like, per show, technically per capita, AEW is a better investment. I'm like, why? Because they only spend like $1 million a show, and then Netflix and USA spend on average 10 to 15.
What? Okay. Okay. Let's say, I know it's not happening, but let's say hypothetically, let's say that. And again, I'm really
actually might be closer to $20 million per show.
Right. Okay, so we use 20, but like, let's just. And I'm going to be really generous to Tony today. Let's say they make $5 million per Dynamite. So you made 4.
Right.
That is a 400% increase.
Right.
Okay, you spend $20 million on Raw, and the ads on Netflix alone bring in 30. So before you count, before you count outside investments, before you count the streaming views,
right.
Before you count revenue share in the streaming market.
The last 3 months, Raw has stayed the number one show for at least the first 4 days of the week for TV.
How many days are in a week, Jesse?
There's 7.
Okay, so
they technically dominate the TV on Netflix right now.
So anyway, no, but like I said, so okay, you've made money on just the advertising.
Right.
Now there's the streaming numbers.
Right.
Now there's the streaming share revenue.
Right.
Now there's the people who stayed on Netflix following Raw to watch an anime, or people that watched watched an hour before Raw. Like, people don't understand how simple streaming is. Somebody watches my wife and I right now. I'll drop the name. It's actually a very fun anime. It's a little different. It's called Apothecary Diaries.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Only season 1 is on Netflix.
Right.
But like we'll watch an hour of that before Raw comes on. Then we're watching all of Raw. There's your ad, sharing. There's your revenue sharing. There's the streaming numbers. And then after,
unless you live in like Tanzania, you get ads on Raw.
Yeah. It is what it is. But then, by the way, for an hour after, because Raw's not going till 11 o'clock anymore, we'll watch another episode of Pod. So we're still watching Netflix.
Right.
We're still using their platform.
Yeah.
Folks, also, Jesse.
Besides Mania season, it only goes like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and by the way, Jesse will tell you, because Jesse checks the numbers all the time. Jesse, what's the difference in subscriber count from Netflix to Paramount Plus?
Oh, God. Embarrassingly large.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, let's just not. Okay.
At this point, they might not even get WB, which would probably be the best thing possible. But
yeah. But it's just, Jesse, you break FCC rules. You don't make revenue. You take a Fortune 500 company in food, which in America, we're fat. We eat.
Right.
And you tell them...
By the way, to the rest of the world, this is why we never want to hear you talk about how we're the fattest country. Have you seen all the videos of people coming to the World Cup? Yeah, all that processed food is super delicious. It's hard not to eat it.
It's good shit, isn't it?
It's great. It's fucking tasty as shit. It's
good.
hard not to be fat in this fucking country.
It's good shit, isn't it? Also, to all of you who continue to post, hey, American stadiums are pretty good for the World Cup. I'm like, bro, this is a Tuesday.
Dude, it was so funny.
They're doing this shit on a Tuesday.
It was so funny because after the next one, of course, there was a World Cup game at MetLife.
Yeah.
And it was, for New Yorkers, it was so weird to hear people positively talk about MetLife. So this is like the biggest super stadium I've ever been in. And New Yorkers were like, it's a shit box.
It's not good.
It's an overpriced shit box. But then you're like, oh, that's right. Really, in soccer stadiums, football stadiums in Europe, they just build on top of something smaller all the time.
Well, not only that, when you think about super stadiums, it's Wembley and then
there's of course for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
They're like probably the biggest sports team in the world.
Yeah.
But like otherwise, I'm like, by the way, that was the other thing. The conversation was for the World Cup was, yeah, with the political shit was awful and all that. But then a lot of us came over here and we realized, oh, besides that shit, I get why FIFA chose to be here.
Yeah.
Guess what they didn't have to do this year? Build 10 new stadiums.
Yeah, no.
Because in America, even our college football stadiums can fit 60,000.
Well, that was the thing, Jesse. Jesse, I commented on TikTok.
Yeah.
You were in Dallas Cowboys Stadium for a game. This is an average Tuesday for Jerry when it's not football season. The man does this all the time.
People were in awe of so far, which, by the way, I've heard is a beautiful stadium.
Yeah.
But like I said, the one was New York, and then the other one they did one at a college football stadium, and I was trying not to laugh so hard watching the video, but America's like, yeah, bro, we probably have hundreds of these. This is a Wednesday for us.
Do you guys realize how many people are currently watching the College World Series? The College World Series.
I'm like, the baseball stadiums are 40,000.
It's insanity.
It's stupid.
This is normal.
This is normal for us. It's probably not healthy, but it's normal for us.
Remember, Jesse, you always say, certain bands now who we used to watch in small little venues, they're playing sold-out arena shows on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Because on a Wednesday night, Americans are used to just going to an arena.
Especially in the summer.
We have long seasons here. You think your soccer seasons are long? You ever watch baseball for 162 games?
Bro.
No, hold on. Let me rephrase. You ever watch baseball in 162 games?
Plus playoffs.
Plus playoffs.
Plus the World Series.
In a successful baseball market. Fenway Park is sold out every single night.
By the way, all the credit to you Scotland fans.
Hey.
Even the Boston people were like, I wish you guys come back. This was exciting. But, because, it was hopping the whole time. But, like.
They've also learned, and again, we're not trying to get political, but they've also learned, oh, yeah, it is just the politicians. It ain't actually the people.
No, when you come to America, you're going to be walking with open arms from.
You're fine.
80% of the people.
Just because you get a waffle the size of your head doesn't mean that we hate you.
Those videos were so fucking funny. Like, I get why they eat all the time.
The worst part about it is, I looked at those videos and I was like, damn, that's Jesse and Mai's plate every time we go to the buffet.
So the one family went to a chicken. I think it was Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
The guy was like, "We've had a lot of the fast food, and yeah, it's expensive, but damn, it's just so good." And I'm like, "See, that's the problem." And we also know it's not good for us, but you get done working 10 hours and you're like, 2 cheeseburgers and fries.
I worked a little thing called Grandma's Marathon.
Yes, you did.
I did not work the marathon. I worked for a company that had to be downtown directly in the heart of everything for Grandma's Marathon.
Correct.
I worked 12 motherfucking hours. When it was over, I wanted to hate myself. So I ordered McDonald's. I knew it was a bad idea, both financially and health-wise.
Right.
Once I bit into those chicken nuggies, I didn't give a flying rat's ass.
You get some nuggies and some fries and a little soda, you're like, I'm going to regret it in 6 hours.
Yep.
But right now, I'm happy.
Yep. but right now, my body's retaining water, and I love it. But anyway, so as we'll finish up here, before we get into the results of the show,
Sure.
Jesse, if Nick Piccolo, who, by the way, has maybe been a little...
Piccolo, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Nick DiPiccolo. He's been a little antsy towards Tony, but I could see if you've had to deal with Tony why you'd be a little antsy towards the guy.
He was just being... He's just... What I like about Nick...
If he's right, they have 6 months.
The thing about...
Not even.
The thing about Nick... and because he doesn't just report on AEW. He reports on WWE.
Well, but he's an agent, by the way.
But he's an agent.
Yeah.
But it's just...
Can he take over TKO instead of Ari Emanuel?
I was just talking to someone. I'm like, I kind of wish Nick DiPiccolo would be able to just buy fucking the Wrestling Observer Network because I would watch it again.
Yeah.
I'm like, at least this dude's fucking honest.
In case you're wondering, folks, Brian and Dave keep arguing about stuff that should be obvious, but Dave is just in la la land.
He gets paid by him. I keep talking about it. I'm like, it's so funny. People thought like certain people were shills for WWE, and I'm like, no, the product is just good and people like it.
There was a line.
And then we have an actual show right now.
There was a line in one of those arguments. I don't know if you ever heard it. I got to start sending you the arguments. But anyway, there was a line that Brian Last heard from Brian Alvarez on a review, and they were and he said, that's interesting. And yeah, it could have just been like us reviewing where we slip of the tongue once in a while, but it was weird coming from them when it was a bad Dynamite, and Brian goes, we got a pay-per-view to sell. I'm like, we have a pay-per-view to sell?
To be fair to Brian Alvarez, that's just how he speaks.
And I understand that.
Yeah. So to be fair to him, he'll speak about that with WWE too. Like, hey, we got a pay-per-view to sell here. It's a turn of phrase.
But Jesse, at the same time, it's not good when people think about it longer than they should.
Well, the problem is for me, I'm like, the problem isn't when Brian says it.
It's when Dave says it.
It's when Dave says it. Because I know you're actively being paid.
And I know you as a person, because you and I have talked a lot about our former friends right now who are not going to use names, obviously, but they're up, they're down, they're up, they're down. It hurts you to say that about Dave because you owe Dave a lot. But it's hard not to look at him and be like, motherfucker, you're still wrong.
It's like a dad being disappointed after all those years of raising you. Just like, God, I can't stand you now.
Yeah, no. I mean, straight up.
Oh man,
straight up.
It's hard, dude. But yeah, Brian Alvarez always talks like that because he'll say that kind of stuff when he's talking to me. So I'll tell people, give him a pat. That's just a turn of phrase. I think he's a New Jersey guy.
Yeah,
so.
But Jesse, like I said, it's sad.
No, he's California. I gotta look that up.
Yeah, it's sad though when your audience thinks way too long about something that should be innocent. And like you said, Dave for a while started to really turn his audience against him, and now a lot of them even go, "Oh yeah, if El Grande Americano Squared was in the Tokyo Dome, you would have called it a 9-star match." It's like, bro, they're memeing you. This is your audience.
The problem is by the way, it's the report that was put out there. He has stock in the company. He also gets paid for fucking consultation services. We know that. That's the definition
John
of
Moxley,
a shill.
dude, you've heard. Everyone knows about the butterfly effect, right?
Yes.
Let me explain it real quick to our audience for anyone that doesn't understand. The butterfly effect is the idea that if you were able to go back in time and you accidentally swatted a butterfly, what would that change about the future? The repercussions would be throughout history.
Right.
Which is why, arguably, it's sad. But if you go back and kill Hitler, who's the guy who just takes over anyway? Like, I mean, unfortunately, that is the sad part about what we're learning now is he wasn't the only crazy motherfucker. He was just the loudest. But Jesse, John Moxley attacks a camera guy unprovoked for no reason other than to look tough. And then all of a sudden, the discovery of that lawsuit has given us information that we all knew, but now we can look at you and say, go look at the discovery.
Right.
In a court of law, this has all been proven. In a court of law, WB had to defend something they had equity in, which proved that Tony didn't have a 100% stake.
Correct.
All because John Moxley was an uncontrolled maniac.
No, to me, it's worse than that. It's not even because the talent is the talent, and he shouldn't have did that. But you're the boss.
Yeah.
Like, it should be known, like, you are one of my stars, but you never put your hands on someone unless you guys have discussed it, and I've discussed it with you. Period.
Me and-
because you have liability.
Well, that
you
was
have
a-
liability.
Well, that was the thing. We discussed, and again, in wrestling.
Listen, Stu has been tossed around a lot in WWE.
Yeah,
as the
yeah.
camera guy. It was discussed backstage.
Well, not only that, Jesse, let's just go to DPW on sort of a lower scale. In wrestling, a lot of times when you say something verbal, you just take that as gospel. You kind of have to. That's just how you run a show. When Paul hit me, or when Paul threw Alvin into you, it's
Right.
like there was an agreement of Paul is going to get physical,
Right.
stuff's going to happen, and we're trying to make it look legit.
Right.
So you and I both knew we were in the line of fire. We
talked to
understood.
the talent, head of creative, and the boss. Hey, so this is what's going to happen. So just try to get to that spot when it happens.
Yeah.
But it's all discussed.
Paul,
It's all discussed. It's all verbally agreed
and I
to.
don't want to ruin the man's great run he's on.
Yeah, no.
Such a great guy
He's-
in reality.
He's an actual great human.
He's
being.
explained that scenario 1,000 times, which is, unfortunately, I was kind of I was cooking, and then I saw you in the ring, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, get out of the ring, but then you didn't, and I just ran with it. I'm like, bro, that's on me. That ain't on you.
Right.
I can't be mad about
Right,
that.
right.
We agreed that the physicality was a possibility.
Right.
But clearly, like you said, because a lawsuit happened, there was no agreement to anything.
He just did it out the blue. You can't do so. So people were like, "Well, what happened with Bray when he returned and then he did the?" I'm like, "Oh, there's no way that didn't get past Triple H and all that. That was talked about." And with knowing how kind fucking Wyndham was, he probably was like, "If I'm going to do this, are you okay?"
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna do the move. It's gonna hurt a little bit.
You think Wyndham Rotunda ever thought about himself?
Not like that.
He
No.
he cared about everybody else over himself all the time.
He
So
wasn't overly selfish like that.
No.
It's just you can't just go and attack someone just because you're the star of the company. It can't fucking happen.
yeah. Well, but again, Jesse, as we try to explain to people, and that's why lawless land of AEW is
Right.
what it is. Jesse, people
Most of the time, like WWE uses plants.
Well,
or
yeah, but
wrestlers
Jesse,
for security and
okay,
stuff.
so let's go to a scenario that they couldn't control. People still ask, why didn't Seth just beat the crap out of that one mentally handicapped guy? And I'm like, because Seth probably has a contract that says if this happens, you let security handle it. Because unfortunately,
he fought back a little bit, but it was just to protect himself.
well, that was
Right.
That was 100% protection.
because
a
at
lawyer
that
can
point-
get you off.
Because at that point, he had jumped. Like he was fucked.
Yeah.
Legally, he fucked himself.
But and by the
Now,
way,
I know the Brock Lesnar thing was funny because he's like, I dare. I'm like, well, yeah, Brock, you would probably try to kill someone, but you're Brock Lesnar, and that
Yeah.
would be completely on you.
And Jesse, in the heat of the moment, Seth made a couple of boot shots. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But no one in a court of law is going to fault Seth because, again, Seth didn't use what physical training he actually has as a trained combat sport athlete
Right.
to fuck the dude up.
Right.
Because also Seth probably has it somewhere in his contract that you let security handle it because
Right.
they don't have the liability that you do.
So, like, even when I used to go to shows all the time, PWG, all that shit,
Yeah.
like I said, as a front row person,
You were told.
we were discussed with, hey, if you're going to be up here, here's what could happen tonight. And by the way, people who didn't want to be a part of the physical would move. They would move, probably sit in the second row because you got less of a chance of getting hurt. And for some of us, as Brian talked about with ECW back in the day, you were like, fuck yeah, hit me with that chair. You're good. I ain't going to sue you. Like, I'm happy to help your show. Like, throw the 300-pounder on me. I cannot wait. Like, you were excited to fucking do it.
Yeah.
But you were told. So that way it covered their liability. Like, you were told, hey, we might be doing this tonight, usually by security and some other people. And you just like, dude, please do. You have my permission.
Yeah.
You're not going to get sued. Because we were geeks for the product. You love that shit.
Yeah.
I used to wish. Probably this is a quick story.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now we know a lot more about Evelise and all that shit. But I remember when I went down to Houston when she was still kind of coming up to go see Reality of Wrestling.
Yeah.
And they ended up not doing the spot. But I remember we were told like, hey, she's going to miss a chair shot. I forget the wrestler. And one of you guys could get hit, so get your arms up. And I was like, dude, I will take that chair shot.
Yeah.
And the laugh of grin, and then the look I got, like, are you sure? I'm like, dude, concuss me. I don't give a fuck. But I was just into it. Even my buddy who went with me laughed. But it's just, you cover your ass.
Yeah.
and just there's too much of it. So the camera guy, we know about some of the fan stuff in AEW. It's just you're supposed to be this $1 billion company. You gotta
Not
be
to
able
mention
to.
the fact, Jesse. Okay. I just want to say something that's going to internally piss off a lot of viewers, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Jesse, in life, when you're a billionaire,
especially if it's your crew,
right? Yeah. If you're a billionaire, Jesse, you don't even have to do it yourself. You can literally buy someone to do it.
right?
You could hire a lawyer to fucking write the contracts, and then everyone signs it, or they don't go on the show, and you go find someone that will sign. Like, Jesse, that's the biggest fucking problem with Tony Khan is the B in front of his fucking name, which is, bro, you have too much money for this to still be a problem.
Right.
You have too much money to allow this to happen. I'm not advocating for under-the-table deals all the time, even though I know they happen. You didn't look at that camera guy and say, give me a number, I'll write the check? I'm sorry. You didn't just pay him off?
Or just talk to him before. I'm sure one of the camera people would be like, yeah, you can fucking come get me to make it look good. That's fine.
Right, yeah.
But if he didn't want it, don't do it.
But anyway, back to my point, and then we'll get into the wrestling. Jesse, one butterfly gets killed, and all of a sudden, the world of Tony Khan was exposed.
Yeah.
He's not the only owner, which by the way, that was literally proven because his dad's the one that bought the IP.
By the way, that's the other thing. I'm like, it's funny, and because the NFL has its own thing. The NFL is so interesting when you look at its power structure. It's a conversation for a different day, but it's very interesting. But all four of their major companies, as a family, only one actually deals with investors and stuff like that, and that's the main one for his dad.
Yeah.
Fulham does not have big-time investors.
Nope.
It's mostly them.
Yep.
And then AEW it's like three other companies, and then them.
Yep.
But they're not openly traded.
Yep.
And I'm like, so is it that little bitch boy just doesn't like to take orders from anyone but his dad? Is that what it is?
Well, Jesse, that's the other thing. Is like,
if he had to listen to stock and investors, a lot of this shit wouldn't happen.
No.
They're not letting their money just go to waste.
Because, Jesse, like I said, the other example, which is actually a good example because they've proven everything, is Banana Ball. It's owned by one guy.
Right.
But Jesse, who owns Banana Ball, he said, I don't bring in investors because what do investors want? A return on investment.
Right.
I still want the fan experience to be the only thing we care about.
Right.
Oddly enough, if you care about your fans, you still make revenue. It's weird. He still makes revenue. It's weird, Jesse.
It's very weird.
He's not but Jesse, all the experts told us this can't sustain itself. This can't make money. How can you make money unless you charge out the ass? Huh, funny. But anyway, but no, that's the thing. Jesse doesn't want to answer to investors, but neither does Tony. But the difference is they are two sides of the same coin. But one side is tails and one side is heads, and one is the evil side and one's the good side of it. Banana Ball, everyone loves them.
Right.
AEW, there's a section of people that like them, and then there's a section of people that get turned off by the show.
Right. It's
families don't go to AEW. They just don't.
By the way, that was the other thing that came up. Then we get to the review.
Yeah.
Was I think the last show, the point of their conversation at WON was, I thought the show was great, but the fans were awful. And I'm like, yes, at times this can be a thing, but if we're being real, that's
most AEW crowds.
Because the show isn't as good as you keep talking about.
And also, Jesse, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Oh, you got the results?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. But no, Jesse, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. You and I talked about Europeans coming over, right?
Right.
But they had never experienced it in their life.
Right.
Other Americans were commenting, this is an average Tuesday. You and I just had this conversation. If you give people too much of a good thing, they eventually just get bored of it. That's
Right.
how life works.
Right.
That is why I've said from day one, I never get mad when a band tries something new.
Right.
Because, Jesse,
Right.
how many bands just made the same record 6 times,
Right.
and by the 4th record, everyone's like, well, where is everybody? Well, you give us the same thing. We're bored. We're music fans. We
Right.
want the next best thing. Jesse, you and I both grew up somewhat different eras of metal, but we were there at the same time.
Sure.
I remember every Sunday when Tony and I would go bowling, and Tony would, let's be honest, MySpace the music. He didn't actually pay for it, but hey, we all did it.
Hey, it was there. So.
Hey, we had our faves. We knew who the greats were. Whitechapel was always there. Suicide Silence was there. Devil Wears Prada was there. But every Sunday when I got in the car, he would turn on the iPod, and he had 5 new bands to show me because that was how we digested music at that point. And nowadays, even with, luckily TikTok broke the stagnancy of music coming out.
Sure.
But like honestly, that's the only reason why I downloaded TikTok was to get the new metal that was coming out, because that's where everybody was able to do it free and clear without YouTube finding their cut, without Spotify being who they were, all that other kind of stuff.
Right.
So, but
to be fair, the original Spotify actually was a good thing until the fucking music industry got involved.
yeah, exactly. But that's the thing, is that what nobody ever wants to talk about, and even sometimes on this show, you and Leroy.
That's why it was funny when you mentioned Clive Davis. I'm like, oh, you want to talk about a piece of shit.
Right?
God rest his soul, I guess.
Yeah, right. But anyway, that's the thing. Is like, Jesse, and sometimes I know you and Leroy, don't mention it, but you acknowledge it. But like, we're really going to delve into this for 2 seconds, and then we'll get to the results. You've given everyone the same show for fucking 8 years.
Right.
They're tired of it. They don't care anymore. They're bored.
It's so funny.
Once in a while, you go to the fucking Philadelphia arena, and by the way, you're trading off the back of ECW. You're not even trading off your own history.
It's interesting, isn't it?
You go to Wembley. You're trading off of the UK scene. You're not even trading off yourselves.
By the way, that's lessening year to year to year.
Oh, God. Jim Cornette said it best. Whatever the last New York pay-per-view they just did, they should run that building more often. And I'm like, yeah, because it's small enough to keep the amount of New Yorkers willing to go there. Arthur, you guys showed over 3 Arthur Ashe shows. Why the fuck we want to do this again?
Why would they care? Like, why would they give a shit?
The pulse of New York really is the pulse of America, but because you guys are famous for being so brazen and the average person in middle America doesn't like that, we kind of pretend like you guys are just an evil entity, when in reality, you're us. You're just honest about it. You guys don't give a shit.
Right.
You guys are just like, nah, man, fuck you. That sucked. I don't care. like, seriously, it's pretty easy to have your friends and your family on a Tuesday night in the Midwest go out to your band's show. Jesse, how many of your friends will come see you in New York if someone else they like is in town? It's not going to happen.
It probably ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
not unless you're playing before or after that other act.
It depends on the bill,
right?
Because there's so much.
Well, even just where the show is, when it is. And shit
there's
like
so
that.
much to do in New York.
Yes,
but like that's the thing, is like their market is dead every time they go back more than 3 times. You notice how little they're in Texas now after they spent, 3 months in Texas like 2 years ago? That market they haven't been back to. But like once in every 6 months because they can't fill a stadium anymore.
Because once you've seen AEW, you've seen AEW.
And unfortunately, Jesse, that's why you and I used to be picky about the indie shows, because it was like when you saw PWG, okay, is it the same lineup but different matches, or is it the typical PWG guys but they're bringing in a couple Japan guys? Is it the same PWG regulars and then they're bringing in a couple guys that you've never heard about? You want to see that? But like, Jesse, I got to watch the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Briscoes. Why do you think I went? I got to see the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Briscoes.
Like, when I heard you
you
were going to Ring of Honor shows, I'm like, oh, he's going to have his eyes opened as a fan.
Yeah.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. You saw Tyler Black and you were like, this guy's not in WWE. Why?
I tell people all the time, when we saw Tyler Black back in the day, now Seth Rollins, you were like, I don't know how he's not in WWE right now. He's phenomenal.
Pre-injury Seth Rollins.
Oh my goodness,
was an insane athlete.
Oh my! And I still remember when he got signed in the new form of NXT, the better form. And I was just like, Triple H might be able to do something with this guy, and boy, did he!
Jesse, it's crazy to me. Pre-injury Seth Rollins versus a prime Shawn Michaels. That's 5 stars walking in the building.
Start.
That's 5 stars walking in the building.
At their entrances, like
AJ Styles used to tell you about Tyler Black because he knew how good Tyler Black was.
Yes, I do believe out of I think the 3 matches they've had in WWE, I would have still preferred to see CM Punk and Tyler when they were both younger.
Yeah,
but I'm like, man, what they can still give us now is pretty fucking impressive.
Well, that's the thing, Jesse. If this is post-injury Seth Rollins. Pre-injury Seth Rollins was a goddamn show.
I was real about it. I'm like, listen, man, I used to think it's between Okada, Kenny, and then I used to put
AJ was up there.
AJ, Tanahashi.
Yeah.
And then I was like, when I go to WWE, he's either 5 or 2. Because sometimes I put him above Kenny, but I'm like, Seth is impressive, dude. I'm like, Seth is incredible.
One thing I never let anyone do was slander Seth Rollins, even when Okada and Kenny were having their matches. I'm like, oh, Seth's capable of it.
Yeah, well, when you watch, you're like, he's very capable of going over there and producing awesome stuff, man.
Don't act like Tanahashi wouldn't want to work with that guy after watching a few matches.
Okada used to talk about it. Okada used to be like, best guy in WWE I see is Seth. He was.
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
It was not even fucking close. And by the way, like I used to tell people, I'm like, John Cena is a serviceable to very good wrestler.
Yes.
But he's an entertainer.
Yeah.
That's what he is. That's fine.
Yeah. He was your typical big man.
I'm like, really the best last great heel in-ring performer was Christian. But I'm like, the problem was fucking Vince never really believed in him.
Yeah.
So you got to see a lot of it in TNA.
Yeah.
And then I like I told people, I'm like, I used to put Triple H up there in hindsight.
Yep.
Because I'm like, once you get past all the hating him shit, and people will watch his matches, thought he's boring. I'm like, no, this is the job, and he's so damn good at it.
And that was the thing, was that Seth got heat even though he out-wrestled everybody.
Right.
Which was very hard to do because usually the wrestler was everyone's favorite. So Seth was really good at making you hate him.
Yeah.
Even though when you watch the match, you're like, oh, he's the best they got.
Brock was a freak, but I like I used to tell people, I'm like, the problem is Brock, this was just to me, I'm like, Brock felt lazy.
Yep.
Because he was such a freak.
Yep.
And he could do everything.
Well, Jesse, remember, how many times have you and I watched great athletes, even great singers? They don't try. They don't have to try because they're...
I used to take online heat in the music world because I used to be like, Adele's great. Adele should be considered the greatest pop star ever. She doesn't want it. So she's a little lazy about it.
Yeah.
Because she clearly doesn't want it.
Yeah. Because, well, and it's funny you say that because, okay, we all know how I feel about Adele. I'm not going to shit on her in this case, even though I don't like it. To my ear, it's nothing. But to be fair, when you saw the love for her, I'm like, okay, but why isn't she still bigger than Gaga, Perry, Underwood? Because she didn't want it. And Jesse, to your point, I think a lot of it was out of laziness. Now Anthony Edwards has just been honest. I don't want to be the face of the NBA. He just said it, so no one's mad at him for it.
Like, why would he leave Minnesota? Like, he has no pressure there.
He doesn't care. But Jesse, that's the thing. Again, it's the constant thing that Allison always says. I heard it once, and I'm like, oh, we've been saying that for years. Patrick Stump treats his voice like an instrument. Brendan Urie treats his voice like a toy. Because Brendan is a much better singer than Patrick. That's not even a question. And Brendan's never had to try.
Right.
Which might have led to a lot of laziness in later albums of that band.
Because I know people used to ask me, between the 5 new pop starlets, who's the best singer? I'm like, well, it's Adele.
Yeah.
I'm like, but she doesn't want to be that famous.
Yeah.
I'm like, then I would put Stephanie, because Stephanie has range, Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
But I'm like, she's an artiste.
Yep.
So she's definitely because I'm like even back then I was like, oh, Taylor's not in my top 5 female singers. Performers, especially the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, she's up there.
Yeah.
I'm like I don't think I would go to a show, but I've watched it. I get why people will pay $500 for a ticket.
Yep.
She gives you a fucking show, and big ups to her.
Yeah.
Like huge ups to her for that.
People can laugh when people went to the Eras tour, and I was like, watch the show on Disney Plus and tell me you wouldn't have paid for the show.
So I'm like, Sabrina Carpenter seems to be the one right now who understands what Taylor was doing.
Hey, I will say this. I don't like a lot of what goes on at Coachella music-wise. To me, it's like I'm not going to pay to go to Coachella.
It's so talk about stocks in my ear.
But I will say this. I watched her performance on YouTube of Espresso. Yeah. And I'm like, there's a lot going on here, but motherfucker, if I'm not entertained by what I'm watching.
I'm like, she gets the performance side of it.
She gets it.
Now, Taylor's voice has gotten better.
Yes.
So now I would put her up there.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, Sabrina gets this performance shit.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I've heard Tate LaCrae. I don't think she's a good singer.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I will give her this. She reminds me a lot of, I'll name this band. She reminds me a lot, not even Nickelback.
Yeah.
Because I actually don't think he was a bad singer. He just oversins.
Yeah.
What's another one?
I've always said Chad's like Dave Mustaine. He's more of a yeller.
Well, yeah, that's because he overdoes it.
Yeah,
he just I'm like, but Chad's actually a good singer.
Yeah,
he actually. I've seen him strip it down. I'm like, Chad's got a really good soulful voice. He just all that shit all the time. I'm like, God, stop.
But he knows his audience.
But right. But when I think of Tate LaCrae, I almost think of rappers.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, Kanye, I've been to a Kanye concert. Not a good singer, clearly. He uses auto-tune live. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that dude gives a performance. And when I watch Tate LaCrae, I'm like, she can perform her ass off. She gives people a show. To be fair, I would actually give her the Macho Man treatment.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Because... Now, yes, Macho Man was a very good wrestler.
Great.
I gotta tell people, I'm like, we did love the promos, but in hindsight, they were fucking terrible. I'm like, Creep to the Crop is a terrible promo, but it is great all the same. It's so fucking hokey.
The Ultimate Warrior ran around a bunch of dudes with tape.
I don't want to do that to her because he was a terrible wrestler.
Yeah, this is true.
He was fucking ass.
That's why his matches went 4 minutes.
But he was entertaining as shit.
Yep.
And Vince knew it. He's entertained. You guys got to get in, get out in 5 because otherwise he gets exposed.
For what Vince wanted, which was the most money,
right?
He picked the right Warrior.
That dude could
Warrior over Sting for profit margin was not a question mark. Long term, obviously good working. Steve.
Yeah. Steve was better overall.
Was not a question.
In the 80s, for what they were doing, I'm like, yeah, no, I get the Warrior thing.
Yeah.
But you try to watch him wrestle, you're like, oh, my God.
We'll get to the results of Dynamite here because Jesse and I have a lot to say about it. But to finish up, Jesse, that's the thing. There are people who are good at wrestling, and then there are entertainers.
Right. And
unfortunately, Dynamite, and this is damning with faint praise, I get it, has a lot of good wrestlers, not a lot of good entertainers. And wrestling has always been a variety show.
Yeah.
And you got to find someone to do it because, unfortunately, MJF is getting pulled into wrestler status. And what people don't get is that doesn't bring TV.
Well, I know people that recently in WWE talked about Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Visa issues, by the way.
Right.
Visa issues.
And so, but like I've told people.
Why is it so fucking hard to get into this country? I swear to fucking God, it makes no fucking sense.
Well, because of the orange in charge and the racists that are with
We've always had a problem with our visas, though. For some reason, it's been so fucking complicated. Chelsea Green, said in an interview, for 3 years she was married. She just got a green card.
She's Canadian.
And she was Canadian. We like them.
We actually like them. We're supposed to.
Well, to be fair, they don't like us, but fuck you, Triple Crown in hockey. Go fuck yourself.
That's
by the way,
thing.
I just want to point out for the record, if they win, I will actually come on the show and I will give them credit and I will do it all over social media. I don't want the U.S. to win the World Cup for the first time with the Mango in charge. I'm sorry. I just don't. He'll never shut up about it.
that has been my reprehensive about. I'm like, if they win, this idiot in charge, gee, I helped to assemble the greatest team. Like, oh, get the fuck
You didn't
out
do
of
a
here.
fucking thing.
Like, your whole life, you don't do a fucking thing but take credit for the work other people do, you piece of shit.
Mostly the people you deport, but you know. That's why he wants to deport all of them. They're just going to tell everyone how much work they do.
Oh, my God. By the way, they have a real shot. And that's just because of injury.
I still disagree, but that's only because, again, they had a really nice draw in their pool play.
The big one for me is if they get to England on the 4th of July and can beat England, that's going to be my proud moment. As you know, I'm a big, actual, like.
Yeah, I know.
And I can't wait if that happens.
Yeah.
And they know it.
Yep.
If you, like I told you, if you go watch their sports talk, they're like, if they fucking beat us, I don't think we can show up on the show for a week because the Americans are going to get very loud, very boisterous, very quickly.
Well. To be fair, I remember Sid Sekiro. He has a show up in Toronto. He does local Toronto sports. He went on a long rant, which, by the way, was what in the business we call damage control. After the U.S. won the gold in the Olympics, and he goes, you're going to take a lot of flack from your American buddy this week, but don't feel bad. They're going to sit there. Don't pretend like they've had a good hockey program since the 80s. And I'm like, Sid, it's a different era. The NHL players are going.
Listen.
And the NHL has a lot of really good. Quinn Hughes is kind of good at playing defense.
America has a lot of great players in hockey right now.
And they're all leaving Canada.
What I also love about the whole soccer thing is, the Brazilians have said it. You don't want Americans to care about soccer.
Yep.
Because they'll be fucking great at it.
Jesse, I've always said we've had too much money to be as mediocre as we are.
Sure.
But I've also been the only person who's been willing to acknowledge, and of course, the soccer fans are the ones who go, we care. Duh, you do, dumbass. But 95% of America don't give a fuck about this sport.
Right.
But if that all of a sudden switches to 95% we care about it, all of a sudden the government gets involved and starts putting more money into U.S. soccer, and it's like, oh.
I thought that Brazilian commentator, I was just like, oh, so someone abroad does get it.
Yeah.
Like, if they start to give a fuck about the sport,
yep,
they're going to start dominating it.
Yep. Hey, Jesse, the U.S. put money into developing their hockey program after the Olympics that, yes, we lost to Canada in 2010.
Right.
But all of a sudden we realized, 1960, 1980. We kind of come together for our boys on the ice. And all of a sudden we put together some time and some effort, and all of a sudden it was hard to catch Canada. I get it because they were so deep in it.
Right.
But all of a sudden, you don't think next Olympics America's not going to turn up for our boys in blue? Like, this is what we do.
They did the past one, so.
Well, they did because the NHL players finally went.
Right.
And now the players are going to go again, and it's like, wait a second. You mean a lot of these boys are going to be back? Canada, you're good. You have the 3 of the best players in the world, but the rest of your roster was kind of weird.
I keep saying about soccer. I'm like, I do love the sport. I get their love of it.
I don't, but go ahead.
But I was just like, you probably don't want. I'll throw the number. You don't want 65% of the country to care.
Nope.
Because the moment they start investing like they do the other 4 sports, you're going to be like, fuck, we never win this shit anymore.
Nope. Or
I'm like, you don't want Americans being competitive like that.
And like you said, it was a Brazilian, or this particular region of soccer will be represented by the United States in most games. And all these other countries, because by the way, Brazil, known as an all-time powerhouse, but Jesse, all they have is soccer.
Right.
That's all they have.
By the way, I'm not gonna lie as we get into this.
Yeah.
I've been, for the soccer fans, as people know, I'm a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Not usually English soccer as much. I'm usually more of a Budalinga guy because the Germans are just so fucking angry all the time, and I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
It reminds me of being a Jet fan.
Yeah.
But it's...
You think they care in Premier League when they lose? Look what happens when they lose in Bundesliga.
I'm like, the fact that they've started the whole pyramid thing here in the States.
Yeah.
I'm looking at maybe registering to own a small team if we can, because
Well, Jesse, what I started to realize, and again, I may not like soccer, but I acknowledge facts.
right.
The fact that MLS is actually starting to agree to regulation, that's us starting to go in the direction of now we
That's
care.
Gonna be interesting, because now you might actually get Americans invested.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens
Because
in 10 years.
Jesse, unfortunately, and I have to use you guys because unfortunately it's been that long. When you guys lose the Jets, you guys know you're going to be 0-0 the next year.
Yeah, and
you know there's still going to be a draft.
I've told people about it. The problem with American football is the institutions are so solid.
Yep.
It's going to be impossible to ever do regulation.
Jesse, you and I both know that, they'll do it for fun and it'll be intrigue.
Right.
Bro, that first UFL team to get called up is going to get smoked.
They might.
They're going to get smoked.
And here's the thing. In soccer, and then we'll get into Dynamite.
Yep.
In soccer, relegation, by the way, we're going to put not only the Better Help ad at the end of the show, guys.
Yep.
We're also going to tell you about a new sponsor, so be on the listen out for that.
Yep. We're not going to say it during the show. Jesse's going to put it at the end of the show.
But we're going to put it at the end of the show here.
Jesse told you guys years ago, we got to start paying bills at some point.
But the great thing about relegation is, even in the UK, for the most part, a lot of teams end up going right back down.
Yep.
Because they're just... You gotta be able to get some of the bigger, more players to kind of come in and stuff like that.
Well, they just get transferred to a team that's in Premier League anyway.
Right. And there's like relegation clauses in the contract, shit like that.
If Fulham gets regulated, which they always do because they're run by the cons, when they get regulated, Jesse,
they actually finished 6th this year, so we'll see what happens.
Wow.
I don't.
6th place, woohoo!
Like I told people though, because I watch it, I'm like, I don't foresee like they're going to be able to play some of the world teams. So like Patty SG, who is my favorite team outside of Bundesliga. But I'm like,
Bundesliga.
Thank you, Bundesliga. But by the way, I'm like, the Germans actually might get beat by the Americans because they're playing too fast and fucking loose. And I'm like, you better stop this shit.
America finally got a coach. And again, folks, I'm a sports junkie. I follow the sport whether I like it or not. I follow cricket, for Christ's sake, and I barely understand what that is.
I kind of do. It's hard, though.
Yeah, but no, guys.
God, this is such a bad version of baseball.
Yeah.
Every time I watch it.
But no, guys, understand something. You finally let loose the youth of America who grew up and they were in it and they've trained in it and they've honed their skills. Good luck.
I keep saying in Duluth, there's literally 4 decent-sized soccer fields.
Yep.
If people start to care, that's going to be a problem. All right. So AEW Dynamite results from this
people not caring. Let's go to Dynamite. All right.
So we start off with MJF completing his 6-man team with the Don Callis family.
Oh, God. So we take the most over guy you've got, and unfortunately it goes, and we watch Moneyball, so I'm going to say it, Jesse. Yeah. It goes MJF, 50 feet of crap, everybody else, and Okada's off to the left because he doesn't care. Anyways, I'm not going to insult Okada because he doesn't give a shit. But no, it's like, why on God's green earth does the world champion have to go to a faction that at this point no one takes seriously to get help? Jesse, when you're the heel champion, you go to a bunch of other heels who are sitting on the mid card, and you promise them a bunch of shit, and then they take it and they shake the hand.
By the way, we're still doing this thing with Andrade El Idolo, where he acts like he doesn't want to even be a part of the thing. Then why put him in the group?
Then why is he there? He didn't even have the Kenny match.
And it doesn't feel like
we still haven't seen that.
He's become a babyface, so it doesn't even feel like we're going to get it now.
No, because even Tony's not stupid enough to do big over babyface against big over babyface for a premier match.
So
somebody asked an honest question on Facebook before I got here, and it was one of the rare honest questions in the AEW WWE Wrestling News page, which is normally just a guy named Bruce Ivy being a fucking creep about the women's wrestlers. Him we'll deal with on a different day. But someone asked an earnest question. He said, how do you feel about Kevin Knight and the Don Callis family? And I was honest. He didn't need it. It was an unnecessary 1,000% failure to Kevin to put him in this. And like you said, Jesse, within a week he was feuding with somebody there. It made no fucking sense.
You could turn him heel without putting him in
They
a faction.
did, and it was intriguing.
It was intriguing. You could have did this without putting him in a faction.
Especially considering Don is only really doing ringside stuff for and fuck, Takeshita's on the fucking other team now, so like what the fuck? He's never left the Callis family, but now he's a babyface who works with babyfaces. What the fuck is that?
It's the dumbest shit ever.
He's only really ever
it's
out.
the dumbest shit ever.
If it's not Okada,
at least when they did the Wolfpack and you had
Yeah.
Scott Hall and them turn babyface.
Yeah.
They separated them from Black and White.
Yeah.
So at least you're like, okay, well now it's two factions. I
but
get
Jesse, unless it's Okada or Fletcher, Don just sits on commentary.
Right.
He doesn't do anything.
Right.
He doesn't help Kevin Knight.
No.
Now, I agree with even our guy Bob, who we don't normally disagree. I don't think Kevin needs a mic right now. It's not good. He's getting somewhat better, but he needs time and reps and someone to work with.
Right.
Oddly enough, Jerry Lynn exists, but we always forget that. Oddly enough, Dean Malenko exists. Don't we forget that?
Get him an actual manager, not Don Callis.
Yeah. Or as they call them, coaches. But no. Don doesn't speak well for Kevin because
He
Kevin
doesn't speak well for anyone.
Well, that's obvious. But no, Kevin doesn't need to be talking right now.
Right.
But he needs someone who can talk for him. And unfortunately,
Right.
Don's talking for 85 other people.
At this point,
So anyway, back to the segment. MJF is floundering.
So fucking tired of this same. And he can roast me. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking promo now.
Yep.
I'm like, now you have reached bad levels of Triple H. It's the same thing every
And I
week.
think that was the only real criticism from people who weren't hating on Triple H because he knew that he was doing what Vince told him to. Jesse, at some point, Evolution did get stale because it was just like
the same
Yep.
fucking thing.
Yep.
And it was just like, you got to come up with something better than this.
That's why I always say the Bloodline was better because, Jesse, sometimes the Usos got involved. Sometimes Roman did it on his own. It was all happening in the same story.
Right.
And then Solo showed up. But there was also Paul. Roman had 6 outs.
It also, it allowed Roman to not be there all the times, but you still felt his presence.
Right. And Jesse, like you said, against a challenger that we all knew wasn't taking the title, he didn't use the Usos.
No.
And if he did it as an overkill, which was part of the story.
Right.
Because, again, Evolution, unfortunately, like you said, for how talented they all were, overkill didn't make sense.
Right.
Because they were all great. The Usos are not on Roman's level of wrestling or star power. That's just obvious. So when Roman does overkill, Roman's sitting there smiling because guess what? He knows he doesn't need to.
Right.
But he did it. Triple
Right.
H, unfortunately, always portrayed that he needed it, and it was like, okay, fine, 2 years of this shit, whatever. But like you said, with MJF, it's like, regardless of how you feel about indie wrestling versus WWE versus
Right.
wrestling versus entertainment versus the E versus
Right.
the Fed,
Right.
whatever. This is the same shit MJF did when he walked into the company.
There was so much growth, and now we're back to just.
Well, the growth was helping out Wardlow.
And then just now I'm like, I get it now. It's very shticky.
Yeah.
It's
shtick.
Yeah.
You know what bothers me the most? Shawn Michaels did a lot of the same stuff when he was in the tag team with Marty, the Rockers,
Right.
to when he became Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid. But here's the thing. The first run of Shawn Michaels was not a highlight reel match. He wrestled. He told stories.
Right.
He did all these things.
Right.
Then when he came back from the back injury, as soon as he hit the flying elbow, then it was the nip up. Then it was the, couple of body slams.
Right.
Then it was the elbow. Then it was tune up the band. We got it.
Right.
But that was the second run of Shawn Michaels. Still better than all these guys. But these guys have matches and they have promos and they talk like their greatest hits. You've been on TV for 6 years, boys. You've been on TV for 6 years.
Right.
And everyone's like, well, they started 8. The average wrestler on Dynamite has had 2 years off, every fucking one of them. So don't tell me they've been on TV full
Right.
8 years. Even Kenny's been off that much. Kenny's been off more than most of them. But no, that's the thing. An MJF segment is literally Wash, rinse, repeat. That's all it is now. Which is sad because he's your world champion.
This whole thought of this match is fucking stupid to me.
Why did he go back to Mark?
Forbidden Door is just such a useless pay-per-view. I don't care what anyone says about the card.
Well, after we're done with the review, you need to go to all the fans who are not Gaijin fans, and you need to explain. And I'm telling people in advance you're going to do this. When we're done, because when is Forbidden Door? Do we have to talk about the card soon? Because I mean, they've announced a lot of matches, even for them. Here.
I'm about to say.
I'll look it up.
Look it up while I'll go.
Stay on the review.
Yeah. Because it might be coming up this weekend. Or this is not this coming weekend. Kenny Omega beat Tony Nese, the Premier Athletes.
This was the biggest waste of a Kenny Omega match I have literally ever seen. No offense to Tony Nese, but what the fuck was this? June 28th. So yeah, no, we got to talk about it. That's
so really quickly.
That's on Saturday.
I won't call it a waste of a match, but I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I understand you do something after you get released from WWE. I got no.
Yeah.
You know, he's young. You continue your career. I get that. And there's no telling what would have happened if it was Triple H in charge when it came to Tony Nese. Because really, the problem with Tony Nese was he was a one-note talker.
Yeah.
But in the ring, he was pretty good.
Yeah. And Triple H can always work with what he's got, whereas Vince was like, if you don't have it, you're out.
If Vince didn't like what you had, you were done.
Yeah.
This is not much better than the shit he was doing in WWE.
Well,
and he's been here for what, 4 years?
3 or 4, yeah.
I'm like, what has he done besides win the tag titles?
Not only that, but he's done nothing in Ring of Honor.
No,
seriously, folks. Unfortunately, I still watch the abomination called Modern Ring of Honor, owned by Tony Khan. But like, he ain't doing it. He ain't doing shit there. Dude's an enhancement talent.
Here's going to be a controversial statement to the old sickos.
Yeah, go for it.
Evolve is a better product than Ring of Honor at this point.
You know, Jesse, that's not even a hot take.
Evolve is much better every fucking Thursday.
Because there's personalities.
Right.
There's good wrestling.
I don't just say that because, of course, we love Lady Luck here. It's just a better show.
Jesse, in an hour, they get out more than these idiots get out in 2.
Yeah. It's pathetic.
Leroy,
sounds like Leroy might be
Leroy
here.
has entered the chat.
But
so,
it's just,
yeah.
It's a pathetic fucking product. On top, oh yeah, I forgot he brought his kid with.
Yeah.
On top of that,
on
top of all that, this was mostly used so Zack Sabre Jr. could come out, you know,
and out of nowhere make a match with Kenny Omega.
And then of course he was backed up by the Elite in Jungle Boy Jack Perry. I don't know why we keep seeing him.
Well, like I said, all I'm saying is the best news I've ever heard about Jack Perry as a wrestler was that they decided not to go with Them Bones by Alice in Chains.
Don't you ever disrespect Alice in Chains like that.
Lane's already died once.
It's funny. So ZSJ, like I said, he's been doing more stuff back in England again.
Yeah.
Not that he doesn't work for New Japan anymore.
Right, yeah.
He does more work in England recently, which is fine.
Yeah.
I thought he was a fine IWGP heavyweight champion. He didn't really have a lot of believable challenges for him. For a guy who worked so long in New Japan.
He unfortunately, right guy, wrong time.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because Okada was gone at that point.
Yeah.
A couple of these guys retired. But he deserves better than just doing him and Kenny again. Like a fucking again?
How's it going, Leroy? Go ahead and set up Jesse's mark.
We'll
just keep it there for now.
It thoroughly fucking confuses me why they're doing this again. I think they believe this is the biggest seller match they have, and it could be.
Which is weird, because how many times will this be Kenny and Zach on a major show?
For them, I think the 3rd time. For altogether, like the 6th or 7th.
Okay, so the average fan that's going to watch an AEW show, which, again, I'm not going to insult Gaijin fans by saying New Japan fans, but a fan who watched more of the non-WWE stuff, I won't even say indies because that's an insult to New Japan. But like Jesse, so they've already seen it. They can't do anything else. And by the way, Zach is still in better shape than Kenny.
So you just got to spin the mic around. It's just,
you just turn the mic. You don't turn it.
You got to turn the mic.
Turn the mic. No. Spin it.
So spin it.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Leroy's not used to not being in his spot.
In the controlled chair, he'll be okay.
He's incapable of doing anything else but that one spot. Is the mic even on?
Well, he'll have to turn it on, but. Yeah,
Well, that sounds like you. All right.
My chair's probably more comfortable than yours, though.
Oh, I like my chair there.
But yeah, no. The match will be great. Of course, it will be. The problem is the Forbidden Door build-ups are always fucking bad. They're very bad.
So let me get this straight.
They're so bad.
Yeah.
How bad are they, Jesse? That the current IWGP Heavyweight Champion was like, I don't even want to be on the fucking show.
And I was just going to ask you
Well,
about
yeah.
if you did discuss.
Hold
'cause
on.
I did
on.
see that he
Yeah,
posted
That's
that.
after
we
Dynamite.
Are,
We're going to do it.
We are going to get to
We're
that.
going to do it in the
Okay, all right,
review.
all right.
In the preview of Forbidden Door, because it's this Saturday, we'll talk about what you're saying.
Something I told everyone about last year.
Anyway,
So it's
moving on with Dynamite.
So it's.
We'll get to it.
By the way, the Bucks' baby faces is just as stupid.
Have they ever? And by the way, we say this every year, but this actually finally feels like it.
They're like the bad version of DX.
Have they ever meant less to AEW programming?
It's so funny because people would think I would be happier,
Yeah.
and yet just every time I see them, it's depressing.
Yeah.
It's like I'm watching the Jets last year. It's just depressing.
Well, that's the thing, Jesse. They're not even mildly entertaining. They're not even backhanded entertaining. They're literally just boring at this
Here's
point.
the thing. I got to tell people, they'll probably get into the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Which Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame?
Oh, they'll get into the main one. I think isn't it in Atlanta?
I want
That's
The
WWE
national one?
Yeah,
Not
no,
the-
yeah,
the
yeah,
national one.
Yeah.
There's a good chance. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
probably.
TNA might do it out of respect, even though they really didn't have long careers in TNA.
Generation me.
Yeah, but like they might honor the whole thing, including PWG. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, I did try to understand why you guys used to love them back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It has, and for 20 years, it has never worked for me.
And that's fair.
It has never worked for
And
me.
that's fair. Yeah. No, I get it.
So, Brodito.
Oh yeah. We built these two guys. They were doing
They're
good
back
singles
together
shit, and then we pulled a Vinceism and just put them back together as a tag team.
Because all you did was bury them in world title matches.
Yeah.
By the way, that's actually burying. Naraku beating the big man that just got to NXT is not a burial.
Mason Rook.
Yeah, thank you. Because he's still involved in the NXT title picture.
Well, that was the thing. It's not like Mason Rook all of a sudden went away.
Right.
He's still fucking there.
He's still there.
And Naraku, formerly Evil, yes, Jesse, like you've pointed out, he's better than Mason Rook 9 ways to Sunday because of his past work. He's only there for a period of time.
He's more experienced.
Yes.
I can't have you guys up the age, but I'm pretty sure he's like 8 years his senior. Evil is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brodito beat John Moxley and Daniel Garcia. Hey, get your money, Daniel. You know who he's starting to remind me of? Do you guys remember the name Albert Hainsworth
Oh, God.
in the NFL?
Dude, Albert Hainsworth wants you to forget that Albert Hainsworth was a
Oh,
thing.
Albert, I'll
Jesse,
never.
Jesse, there is a decade difference between
Okay, yeah.
these guys.
Yeah.
There's a literal decade.
Yeah, so like more experience, just needs to learn to work the WWE canvas. He chose to go to NXT.
Yeah.
Naraku was always going to probably get that title first.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens. Because, by the way,
They're bringing up Tony anyway.
that's going to be sink or swim, unfortunately, for him.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's been in NXT for like 6 years now.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Match is fine. I don't need to go through the match moment by moment by moment.
No.
But I do want to say this.
Yeah.
What is the fear for Tony Khan of doing the thing that everyone wants to see him do, and that's simply pull the trigger on Brody King here?
I don't know, dude. Because let me tell you something. Even if Vince McMahon is a trumper, if Brody King had gotten over like that, Brody King would have been shot to the fucking moon.
Vince only cared about his politics in private for the most part.
Yep.
Give Vince credit.
Yep.
If he's making you money, you don't give a fuck. Vince and Phillip, CM Punk never probably would agree on a damn thing politically.
No, God, no.
But boy, did CM Punk make him a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't even really want to fire him on his wedding day. He was just like, well, the motherfucker won't do this and that, so fuck him.
Yep.
And by the way, he even said, I regretted that. I shouldn't have done that.
Uh-huh. He said that on the Stone Cold podcast.
Yep, and then he said it in his own thing.
Yep.
So, because really, like he said, like, I should have let him come back. We try to work it out. And then if it didn't, fine. Just let his contract run. That's what I should have did.
Emotions went too high.
The
Yep.
emotions ran too high because he was also pissed about the doctor shit, whatever.
Yep.
You did all that work
Mm-hmm.
with Brody King and MJF just to put him right back with the tag team. You call me Stodamus, and I don't like to be right.
And they're not even in the World Tag Team title hunt because they're nowhere near Edge and Christian right now.
Listen, we talk about WWE's mostly SmackDown Tag Team division now because Raw's gotten better because they started including the AAA guys.
Yep. Yeah.
This tag team division might be getting worse than its women's division.
Oh, God.
It's so fucking bad.
Every time somebody who I know.
Possible? See, that's
oh,
the sad
it
part.
is. Every time someone
sad
makes
part,
a
it is
post.
possible.
Yeah,
If there
sometimes.
was a way for me to share my HBO Max with you, Leroy, I would force you to watch it because.
Oh, they're on Tubi now.
I can watch.
Oh, well,
yeah,
there
I
you
can
go.
watch classic episodes.
Hey,
of
Leroy.
Dynamite.
Leroy, congratulations. Leroy, congratulations. You said it while we were at work, and now I get to tell you on the show, and I'm going to tell you in front of all of our fans, so now you're fucked. Guess what? Just like I told Jesse he was a part of the show now, you're fucked. Because now,
Yes.
starting in 2 weeks, it's going to be, Leroy, we're going to give you an episode, and you're going to review it for us, even if it's 4 years old. You got 2 weeks, kid.
All right, and you
man.
know what? I'll review it on here. I will do I'll record a recap
Yeah,
we should
of
have
my
him do
thought and put it
retro
on YouTube.
review of
He-
Dynamite.
he's
Retro
going
review
to.
Dynamite.
You don't
Retro
think I
review.
have that on a piece of paper already?
Ooh, that'd be pretty fun.
I
That'd be pretty fun.
I will swear on my mother's name
Because
and
you have
Lord, I
you
will
have
do it.
escaped this for years.
Yes, you have.
You have escaped
And our
this
fans
for
want
years.
it. They want it.
All right.
Holy shit.
Welcome to the big leagues, kid.
All right.
By the way, you only started watching
Let me know.
TNA now. I was there during the bad times of TNA.
Oh yeah.
When am I going to start?
You got 2 weeks before Jesse and I both come together, and we're gonna give you a
I
start
get
date,
2
boy.
weeks to prep.
You got 2 weeks.
Oh
I
boy.
guess you got 2 weeks, buddy.
I will.
Most of this 2 weeks is through the 13 cards health plan. We got good. You have to go to your doctor, get a full physical, your blood pressure,
Oh, you're
all that
gonna
stuff.
need it.
Yeah.
We might as well get you
I'm
the
not
high
known.
blood-
Yeah.
No. I'm going to sit down. Me and the Lord. We're going to talk. That'll be good health
Well,
for me.
that's part of our health plan. You're fine.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But have it next to you as you watch.
Yeah.
Because you're
What, the
gonna,
Bible?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll have the Bible. I have my little.
Because you're going to need
I'll
divine
have-
intervention to get through some of it.
I'll have my,
Yeah.
my little mini Jesus I got.
Because by the
for
way,
annual conference.
I'm telling you right now, live on the show that will be posted shortly after, so that there's no way for you to wiggle out. Jesse and I unfortunately will be skipping the pandemic years for you, so you get to watch post-pandemic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the bad stuff.
The bad stuff is
That's
in
the
the
really
pandemic.
bad
and,
stuff.
Yeah,
The
no.
pandemic stuff was tolerable. There
Yeah.
was a lot of good going on. there,
Yeah. Welcome to 2022, bro. You ain't gonna like it. All right. What's up next?
but- So we got Proto Kata.
Oh God.
I'm gonna buy some alcohol and cry in my beer, bro.
Proto Kata.
You'll need it.
Beat
Yes.
a couple of unknowns. And talked about the whole.
So all
MJF
that
thing.
bitching, moaning, whinging, and whining, and Proto Kata still have not dealt with the Takeshita thing, but now they're a tag team.
I mean, they'll be fighting their fucking Don Callis family brethren. So
You want to repeat that one more time, please, word for word?
they'll be fighting their own faction Don Callis brethren in Takeshita in the 6-on-6. So fucking.
Once
stupid.
again, Okada and fucking Fletcher are on Team MJF.
Yes.
Takeshita is on Team Briscoe. Takeshita, Okada, and Kyle Fletcher are officially in the Don Callis family.
Well, it's hard to have multi-men matches
When
with-
everyone's in the Callis family?
when
Yeah,
the Don
no.
Callis has like 40 members, it's hard.
There is like 40 niggas in this group.
Well,
really is.
I'm just
well,
throwing
Jesse,
a number out.
Jesse,
I don't
as much
know.
as I don't care, we have to do this for you. It's hard. Well, we'll do this reference for you because you brought up soccer earlier. It's hard for the United States and Brazil and Colombia and oh God, Qatar, you were there.
They were there.
Canada,
They were
Jesse,
there, yeah.
it's hard to not have an English Premier player on another team because everybody plays in the English Premier
Right,
League
right.
when they're
That's
not
true.
playing for their national team.
Right.
So guess what? That's the problem we have.
They either play. They either play in
English Premier or
English
they play
Premier,
in
or they
La
play-
Liga.
or they play in La Liga, which is for Spain.
Yeah. They're in the same faction
I've never
on
seen
opposite
somebody.
teams.
I've never seen somebody waste a young talent like Kyle Fletcher ever in pro wrestling.
What did I say when I
Forget Fletcher for 2 seconds because I think Fletcher's kind of a moron when I listen to him talk, and he's getting to Seth levels to me of just so pro everything. So it's like we're gonna move him to the side, bro. Takeshita has at least said he fucking hates this bullshit, but keeps going along with it.
he's getting money.
Well, I was gonna say at this point it might be a contract thing with Takeshita.
Oh, it has to be.
It has to be
Because like you said, Jesse, we'll explain it when we get to Forbidden Door, but Takeshita spoke to a Japanese paper on the record, and he wasn't in kayfabe when he said he doesn't understand what the fuck is going on.
No, he was serious. He doesn't. All right, so Tommaso Ciampa setting up the match with Chris Jericho.
This has been one of the weirdest build-ups.
Here's the thing.
I'm half invested.
I actually am invested. To be honest, I was shocked they never did it in WWE. It seemed- especially when he was the black card, because I'm like, it seems so perfect.
Sure.
They didn't go. Tommaso was just in NXT, and
But
the
they-
main roster stars didn't really go down to NXT
Well,
when he
yeah,
was
you're right.
when he was
in
in
the
there.
Vince
So
era,
they're
you're
doing
right.
it now.
Not as much in
Yeah.
the Vince era, but
I'm half invested because unfortunately
they should have let Jericho do this though, because this would have been a lot of fun.
I agree, but to me the problem is that in the typical way that WWE and Vince had the Jedi mind powers, they are not doing the segments between these two the proper justice. Like they come off college level student film.
So I was saying like a couple weeks ago, I really liked the first promo.
Yeah.
Like I really, really liked it because these two actually seem to bounce off of each other very, very
Sure,
well.
yeah.
But
But
all I have to say about this, and I'm sorry I'm going to do this. This rivalry just might make the list. I don't know.
I would prefer if he was doing that.
first hour and a half was great, and now we're back to the weird comedy segments. I appreciate you.
I mean, I would prefer that version of Jericho, but
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I could get some sexist, perverted comments.
I will
eventually
say
here.
this:
We already talked about Donald. Sorry.
These two are just
Pedophile. I'm not doing that.
Fair enough.
This is one of those where, yeah, I'm into it because I really like both guys.
Yeah.
Even though, yes, there was a time, by the way, where, of course, I was ahead of the fucking sickos curve of like, this is too much Jericho. He needs to go home. But
like when he redid Jericho's famous 1001 hold,
I thought that shit was spectacular.
I thought
I was like,
I thought it was a great idea, but I'm gonna be honest.
You
When I
didn't like the
watched
execution?
the execution was not good.
the reason I dug it was
You're a nerd.
that, and he just kept basically each joke was, and you're old, and you're old,
Right.
And I'm like, bro, he's only like 6 years older than you. But that's why I thought it was spectacular, because I'm like, I don't think the heel has the understanding, like he's not that much older than you.
Right.
buddy.
Yeah.
The dogs get their comeuppance from Cope and Cage.
I'm not even gonna say nothing in this segment. This is all you, brother. The dogs.
Finley was it so fucking bad to go to NXT?
The dogs kind of suck.
Kind of.
I'm being nice.
No. Let me say what a New Yorker would say. This shit is ass. Ass cheeks.
Y'all
Swampy, sweaty, nasty ass cheeks.
call the Baja Men.
Not fuckable.
Yeah, no.
Don't let these dogs out. This shit is ass cheeks.
Call the Baja Men. Tell Tony to pay the rights. Play the song so that hopefully you can leave.
Gabe Kidd literally had a Freudian slip in New Japan because he was going off on the fuck WWE, fuck this, fuck AEW. Then he stopped and said, "Was like, well, not AEW." Nah, nigga, you said it. Nah, nigga, you know it. Nah, you said it, bruh. Nah, you ain't taking that back, Gabe. Gabe is probably the best thing in this, and he's a mid-carder at best.
And he's hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
that's
hey,
true,
Gabe, if Will Ospreay can't take it back, you sure as shit can't take it back.
This, once again,
but Jesse, he's
Go
never
ahead.
made a dime with his dad or his brother.
Well, he hasn't done
That's
it.
way he stayed with the dogs.
he fucking would have. All he had to do was go.
But I don't think he hasn't worked in a promotion with his
No.
dad, has he?
No, you don't understand.
And we met Clark. He should have brought Clark with him.
Yeah.
Oh, WWE would have loved Clark.
WWE would have fucking loved the shit out of Clark.
All I'm saying is this. There's not even a way to analytically look at this. The dogs are a fucking joke. The dogs are actually ass.
This is
like,
ass cheeks, bro.
okay, let me be clear. Sometimes you can analytically look at something and say, wrong fit, wrong time, wrong this, wrong. This is just wrong.
Because, by the way,
This just sucks.
they've also been taming them with the Bang Bang Gang.
Yeah.
I'm like, Finley, what do you do when an actual leader of a group, Jay White, comes back?
If he ever does.
Because, like,
I think Jay White's actually realized, wow, this is a waste of 3 years of my life.
I really should have waited.
Okay.
I should have just
I
waited.
should have waited.
God damn.
Here's a good question. Who's worse? The boys from Rancho Cucamonga or the dogs?
Oh, no. For me, they have a 20-year winning streak of being dog shit. Is the
okay.
Or the Bucks.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Here's the thing. You can't compare the two because you have to understand the dogs are too new to this audience. Because remember,
Okay.
the one thing that
Nigga, the Jets made the playoffs.
Yeah.
When their dog shit started.
Yeah.
4 times.
Yes.
They lost right away.
Yes.
Whoa!
Oh,
There were a couple
no.
AFC title
Hey,
runs.
AFC Championship games, not titles. Just games.
Hey, my favorite football team is that's all I'm going to say.
Let me ask you
I was
right
gonna
now.
say, don't ever
Put your hand
disrespect-
on the fucking Bible right now and tell me, are you a JJ or a Kyler guy? I swear to God, there's an answer to this, and you better not fucking get the
know-
wrong one.
A wrong one?
Don't you dare say the wrong one.
Don't say the wrong
Don't
one.
say the wrong one, motherfucker. Kyler or JJ. Tell me right now. Hand on the Bible. Say it.
I don't have an opinion in either one.
Yeah,
of
shut the
them
fuck
right
up.
now.
All right, here we go.
I want to see what happens, you know.
Kyler will probably end up a starter on another team even if he doesn't win this competition because he's so young. But
Kyler is the wrong answer. Shut up. Okay, so here we go.
he should have just.
I'm
went to
just
the
seeing
Jets.
what's
Yeah,
gonna
I agree.
happen. I mean,
He'll end up there anyway. Hey, we
He
have the
might,
best
yes.
rivalry in sports. We're just going to trade him to
Hey,
for 7th.
I like Cade Klubnik. Let's not.
we've
do
done
we'll
that
see
a
what
few
happens.
times.
But anyway, back to this. No, Leroy, you got to understand something. The
Only
dogs.
I'm glad we didn't get Aaron Rodgers.
The
from
dogs have been given one championship,
Yeah.
and it's the trios belts. And people are like, "Oh, look how well they've treated them." I'm like, the trios belts, the belts invented for Kenny and the Bucks, and then kept around because Tony likes belts.
Bro, this fucking.
And they had a
triple-
belt once, and then it's been
This trios division has been
Flopped
the
around
dumbest
everybody.
shit ever. There's
just think-
there's been like 2 good champions,
Yeah.
and now like 5 of them aren't even with the company
Well, I think
anymore.
the Bang Bang Gang is better just because of their dad.
And by the way, I don't even think Tommy's going to go back. to
He's not in the
WWF.
Bang Bang Gang.
I know.
He has nothing to do with the Bang
I
Bang
think
Gang.
Tommy might
But he-
actually end up at TNA. We'll
He
see.
learned from.
It's not.
They
even,
learned
no,
from
no,
their
no, no,
dad
no,
and
no, no,
everything,
no.
which made it.
This has
but they're
nothing.
very good
This has
too.
nothing to do. The Bang Bang Gang are just better because the Bang Bang Gang are not trying to make everyone on wrestling internet believe they made the right choice. The Bang Bang Gang is just being themselves, working their kayfabe, and moving on. The dogs actually want you to believe in shoot that they made the right decision, and it's like, motherfucker, no one agrees with you. No one understands what the fuck you're doing. You have inconsistent TV time, and even when you have it, you wish you weren't on TV because your shit's ass.
Or maybe they don't know what. Well, they don't know what they're doing. I guess.
Of course they don't know because they saw the dollar signs. Meanwhile, as Jesse said, yeah, you would have taken a little less for fucking what, 6 months?
Probably like 6 months.
Tony just hands a piece of paper. Hey guys, do this. Okay.
A year at worst because the WWE main event scene is getting long in the tooth and they're starting to integrate the young guys. So a year
They need
at
to.
worst. Well, they've started to, because it is getting a little long in the tooth, age-wise. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
AEW is not much better. Look at their fucking
I was
main
going to
event
say
scene.
AEW really isn't that much.
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
I
no.
know. I know MJF is the champ.
Yeah.
but the scene itself is very old.
Anyway, let's keep going
Well,
to the rest of the
they
scene.
do have the longest tooth possible as Chris Jericho.
So, so Thekla, of course, was because they're going to set Thekla versus Starlight Kid, which should be.
I love how you say that, and R-Truth still exists.
But R-Truth is good.
No, but like I'm saying, I love how you say long tooth because of Jericho and Jericho's age, and I'm like,
Yeah, but
Ron's still older than Chris.
Ron is older than Chris.
Ron looks like he's 30.
It doesn't matter. Like
Black don't crack.
So damn true.
Black don't crack.
until you hit 75, and then you look like fucking.
I mean, it looks like we should be in the grave. So very Asian in that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, listen,
I felt like that a couple million years ago.
The issue with the women's division.
She's doing more in Stardom. Just say it. Just fucking say it.
Besides that, is that we keep now we've picked the right two last champions, but the division is still very bad.
Yes. And by the way, that story that
shit.
came out made me almost want to give up on Chris Statlander. It's like I got all the glass marks tattooed. I'm like, girl, your mind is not where it needs to be.
So it is with Thekla going after the other.
Pause. We will get to Thekla in a second. I am not letting this go from Chris because I love Chris. Jesse's met her. He loves her. But what she fucking posted showed me that unfortunately Jim Cornette, once again being right, she is stuck in a mindset that is going to limit her ability to do better for herself and is going to limit what she thinks she can do in this business. And I am so pissed off of how many people to this day, just because they're good people, are wasting their time. And Jesse hates wasted potential on so many people, and I'm there as well. I hate when people sit back, and if you outwardly say, I don't care about my potential, I will give up the way you've given up. But when you try to make me believe it and I see you making all the wrong decisions, it pisses me the fuck off. We will get to Thekla in a second. That post, I'm like, sweetie, you don't get it.
What did she say?
She got all the glass marks that she got from the fucking all the cuts she got on her back from the blood and guts match. She had them tattooed on her.
Oh, Thekla?
No, Chris.
Oh, Chris Statlander.
Yes.
There's no point.
It has nothing to do with looks. They're tattoos. Tattoos mean nothing. I don't care.
3 times.
But the mindset.
3 times we have paused a championship run and division and all that for this woman. What have we gotten for it?
Nothing.
Ain't got shit.
This is why I'm like, I cannot believe Triple H is actually going to let Jey Uso win. We literally cannot do that. There is no way that does not end in utter fucking disaster.
Yeah. And that's criticizing WWE, by the way.
Right.
So, like, we agree. That's a bad idea.
Yeah,
So with that said,
We'll
so basically, like some of the other wrestlers there, she's learned nothing.
Well,
learned nothing.
And as I said, I don't watch AEW at all, but just from you guys, and
fucking start.
I know I'm gonna I will review. You just give me the ones, and I'll painfully.
You're gonna have to tell me what's on Tubi first of all. You're gonna have to give me the.
I will.
text.
I'll check
Painful,
that. I'll check
man.
that. I'll
But
be
it's
drinking.
like- it's
I
just-
might become an alcoholic.
it's
I'm not
just-
going to
it's
take
just
any.
Jesse.
I'm just going to be a drunk
Jesse.
and take no
I feel you.
class.
As soon as I saw that post, I said to myself, "Fuck, she's the female Darby Allin.
Yeah, she just.
She believes this shit."
But I think, and the biggest thing,
It's
if
depressing.
Yeah,
And
because
we-
she's good.
Very good.
and we've talked about, they're great wrestlers in there, but they have no structure.
It's not about no. This has nothing to do with the fucking company. This is the person, and this is what I'm trying to get through. Chris, you are a great person, but you're too fucking damn nice. You really think, she really thinks, Jesse, this is the part that bothers me because this is the mindset of all of them.
Right.
She thinks this is the best she'll ever get. She thinks she's already peaked. And she'll tell you in private, and she'll tell you when she's boasting up. She'll tell you on a mic and in private. Well, no, I still have to break the glass ceiling. Sweetie, your mindset doesn't say that.
I bet you Deonna Purrazzo doesn't feel the same way.
The fuck she does.
Well, no, I think if you look at what backstage AEW the way they are, and you look at
No, this has nothing to do with them. This is her.
I know.
She's like the rest of them who sat back. They were in the bingo halls. They got the hot dog and the handshake, all the fucking euphemisms we all know. And then this fucking billionaire comes around. He hands them a check they've never seen, and they all stopped trying to get better. Jesse has never stopped trying to find that band that finally clicks and makes that huge album.
yeah.
But these guys got the money, and all of a sudden it was like, hey, Jesse, we don't have to change our character ever again because look at how much money we're making. And in 20 years, when this dries the fuck up, you're still the same fucking thing.
It might be quicker.
But see, I'm looking at the way WWE runs stuff, the way TNA's even
But it's
Billy
not
Corbin-
about the
but where
company,
they-
Leroy. That's what I'm trying
No,
to get to
it's-
you.
But yeah, I understand where you're coming from with that, with the money and everything gets thrown in your face. You're like, oh, but in WWE, if people don't sign, they say, hey, don't quit trying, come back. But everybody there is willing to change.
Okay.
Willing to
Okay.
try something different.
Thank you.
Because
I will
Triple
say
H
right now,
goes, hey, I like how you're doing this, but maybe we should twist
I will
it.
say this right here. Thank you for bringing that up. I actually appreciate. You are correct.
And
That-
in
that is proper
NXT,
insight. Okay.
Sean be like, hey, I like this, but maybe we should try this.
And also,
and
like,
they're
Shawn
doing that.
Michaels wrestled on the Indies. Why does nobody fucking remember
by
this?
the way,
Yeah,
you
and they're
bring up a
looking at
great-
it, and TNA does the same thing.
You bring up a great point because also, I what I'm learning from a lot of these released former WWE wrestlers is there is an encouragement. Even if you get released, don't stop.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
Even if you were an NIL kid who now found a love of it, don't fucking stop.
Don't stop. Make us have to call you.
What?
They have them all talk to
QB1 made them call. He made Vince call. Vince McMahon, to quote
But-
Kevin Owens, Vince McMahon flew to his fucking
I was
house.
gonna say, Vince
That's
took
what I'm saying. He made a phone call. No, he flew to his fucking
Vince
house.
took two of his guys and went to his fucking home. Like, that's insane.
All right, that example right there, and then
It's insane.
Drew McIntyre, the way he was and the way he was coined when he was there, and then he got released, and then he came back, and how much he has
the main event
improved
scene
from
in WWE,
then.
I'm going to let you finish, but the main event scene in WWE, the majority of it, got fired at one fucking
Yeah,
point.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. They made Vince have to tell Triple H, hey, call Drew. I see all this stuff. He's called Drew. Get him back.
And then, but then anybody coming to AEW from wherever, they make a splash.
Right now, of
One or
course,
two episodes
the big
or
name,
pay-per-view,
I
and
announced
that's it.
And I talked about it last week. The big name we're hearing in the rumors, they're about to give Mike Santana a call.
Yeah.
He's doing such great work in TNA. WWE's like,
But they're going to tell.
Oh,
But
that's
they're-
been
but they're
going
gonna
for months
But
that
they're
they
gonna
wanted
tell Mike
him.
when he gets there. Don't make us regret this, and B, what else you got? Because what you've got, that'll get us through 2 years at TV. You want to be here longer? What are your ideas? Okay, again, WWE does not stifle creativity the way Vince did anymore. But the problem is that and Jesse's had. I've watched Jesse have this conversation with a few of our friends. Oh, so you gave two ideas, they said no, and then you just walked away. You got nothing else? You're just
you
done?
can't just keep giving up.
Okay. Mick
just
Foley,
done?
15 ideas. Yeah.
The
and one
guy that
sticks.
everyone in this world thinks is the greatest human being on the planet and a Hall of Famer in multiple fucking worlds. Bro, Mick Foley had 17 ideas a day.
Yep. It didn't work.
did.
And yet,
But one day eventually worked.
I don't know if it's the generation. I don't know if it's they've had such bad times on the road. I don't know what it is. But Orange Cassidy tried.
He did.
And he was shut down by the booker. I don't blame him for this shit
Right.
because I watched him for months
He
try.
actually tried.
But everybody else sits there and they got this. Look, Darby Allin's a lost cause at this fucking point because I've seen what he does in real life. Chris Statlander in real life I don't think is a psychopath.
Yeah, right.
Okay? So the fact of the matter is this. Fucking Darby Allin, fuck him. If he wants to keep doing this, stay in the upper mid card the rest of his fucking life, whatever. He's going to get paid like a main eventer in the old days because Tony doesn't understand the value of a fucking dollar. That's fine. But Chris Statlander posts that and I'm like, you realize that 3 times he put a fucking company division on hold for you, and you're in the same fucking place. Jade Cargill ain't in the same fucking place.
She's gone.
Jade Cargill's doing just fine. And by the way,
Oh, yeah.
the fans are coming around to Jade Cargill.
Toni Storm apparently went home to be a mom, so it's starting to feel.
And that's what has come out. That
We don't
she's-
know.
Well, we don't
Oh, yeah,
know.
we
don't know.
I'm just saying it feels like she
Yeah.
went home to be
That's
a
a good
mom.
possibility.
Because quote, the injury will keep her out at least the remainder of 2026.
Correct.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
3.5
And
months
all
into
her
the
husband
year.
said was she's happy with home life. So
Yep.
and
But to be fair, she got to the peak.
well, she got to the peak. She was the peak.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So yeah,
It's like, what more can she do in
It
AEW?
just bothers me because Chris Statlander has an opportunity, and she just apparently wants to stay in the mindset of, Jesse, okay, I'm going to ask you because you've met her. Am I wrong in saying it just feels like she thinks this is as high as she'll go?
that's what she posted. Maybe this is the best she thinks she can get, and I just don't believe that.
That's what I'm saying.
I really don't.
I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I'm just trying to be honest.
But then again, as much as I love her, there's just no way I would have put 2-3 titles on hold until she came back.
For a year, twice.
Right, like you just integrate her back in and then rebuild her up, and hope the injuries don't strike again. It's pro wrestling, anything can happen. But yeah, anyway, I'm not going to talk about the backstage with Brodito again because it got us to now like another fight.
Why are we talking about the
Death
Owen
Riders.
Hart Women's Tournament?
So woohoo! There's no woohoo, sir. There's no woohoo.
I'm being sarcastic about that.
The way I yelled at you, he's actually going to do it too. He's just going to do it the black way.
I am a supporter of black women most of the time.
Oh, yes.
I love black women most of the time.
Miss Monet.
I
We have words for her.
outside of Nicki Minaj, and a few others. I don't often trash black women because I know their plight.
Especially after what happened at the White House event.
Mercedes needs to go away. Just go the fuck away.
Well, the way it goes, she might be two-time winner of the Owen Hart.
By the way, let's talk about
Women's
Hazuki.
tournament
Let's
here.
talk about Hazuki for a second. So you did all this work
Yeah.
to bring this woman in with her team and everything,
Uh-huh.
and this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing.
Jesse, quick question. Because once again, people want to act like WWE doesn't care about foreign stars. How hard did Triple H work to get Shinsuke Nakamura?
Very hard.
How much did Triple H fucking fight Vince to bring in the biggest star in New Japan, which at the time, by the way, fact check me if you want, Jesse, he was the guy in
Yeah.
New Japan.
Yep.
Because by the way, someone wants to tell me that he wasn't? AJ Styles said it on his own fucking show. When I found out Shin was out, I got out. So don't tell me Shinsuke wasn't the guy.
Right. Yes, the match was great. But she lost. She just lost.
This tournament. WWE.
And that's who's in.
Hold on. Let me get this out before you go. Hold on. I'm gonna let you finish. WWE's not building new talent with King of the Ring. The fuck is this shit?
Last time I checked, Oba's in the finals.
Yeah,
Last time I checked,
he is.
he wasn't even on the main roster.
But
last
Jesse, we're the IWC. We can only use jokes from 4 years ago. Triple H doesn't care about black talent.
And yet, it's featured everywhere in WWE.
Every fucking level of every show.
It's featured everywhere.
If Triple H could, and fucking Nick Khan and fucking Mark Shapiro and fucking Ari went back to their fucking billion-dollar mansions and shut the fuck up, you know who'd be back in WWE? And I guarantee you, because his wife's a referee, Leon fucking Ruff.
Yeah, he'd be right back there.
He'd be right back, and Triple H would say, "Do what you got to do, kid."
Also, if we want to talk about black talent, I can only imagine the good he would do with Queen Amanita.
Oh god, she's so good.
She's a license to print fucking money that this guy is not printing any money with.
She's a more seasoned talent than Jade.
Yeah.
But she's basically the same size and build as Jade.
Right.
But she can wrestle better. I'm not going to deny Jade can out. Look. I think Jade's better than people want to, pretend she's not. But Queen Amanita's way better in the ring than Jade Cargill right now. I ain't gonna fucking walk that back.
Jade just, like I keep saying, and she's getting there. For her in this peak, she just has to be Cena. Good enough in the ring to tell the stories.
Yep.
Continue to be the big personality.
Yep.
The promos have gotten better. She's going to be fine. Queen Amanita is a star in the ring.
Yeah.
Carries herself like a star outside of the ring, but is booked in nothing matches. And like I said, don't even get me started on Hazuki. You did all that work to get started and to say yes, and you just let Mercedes beat her.
Do they have... I know the men's final is set, and with that win this Wednesday...
So it's going to be Maya World versus...
Hold on. Before we get to the final,
ladies.
Leroy, I appreciate it, but I have a fucking rant about the other match that set the final. So we'll get to your question when we get to the final. Next fucking in topic.
So yeah, I saw they were talking about, of course, talking to Maya World and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, what's a terrible name? Why can't she just...
I don't know.
Use Saray. Or like Saray's her actual name, isn't it? Anyway, this bullshit.
This is the rant I was going to go on, but Jesse's just as pissed as I
Swerve
am.
Strickland and Will Ospreay go face to
for
face.
fuck's sake!
By the way, folks, fuck.
I can say fuck because I'm on a platform the FCC allows it.
We're on many platforms that allow it because we're a podcast.
Jesse, where are those platforms, by the way?
Spotify, you can find us on. You can find us on Patreon. By the way, you don't even actually have to subscribe for $1. Subscribe for free, and you get the show early every week. You'll get it every Tuesday morning.
Yeah, we're through Prime and Mac. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, and Apple Podcasts.
So go find us on
And-
Apple Podcasts.
And we're working on the backlog of YouTube. We have lives.
But we are
Yes.
keeping up on the YouTube, so go check it out. The number one rule of cable television,
Yep.
including live, now sport and actual sporting events, it can happen. Because they're athletes on a court, on a field, whatever.
Aaron Rodgers famously yelling fuck at the end of a play. Folks, we mic the field. It's a possibility that happens.
Things can happen.
Because in football especially, adrenaline's a bitch.
And so they can't block all of it, but the FCC will usually, because they're athletes, they're playing a game, it is what it is.
It's also live entertainment. Wrestling is live.
Scripted TV cannot say fuck on cable television.
Yeah, George Carlin, back in the day, told us all the words we cannot say on TV.
I wonder why, I'm just saying, people told me, I wonder why they would fucking scramble to half block the show on FCC Airways. Oh, yeah, because you said fuck on cable television without telling the network. Forget the fact that this is a stupid promo. Let's push that to the side.
Okay.
Because, by the way, yes, these two are in the main event scene. They should be, but they're Swerve is the only former champion, by the way, in this promo. Let me just put that out there.
Mm-hmm. Will Ospreay should
But
have
remember,
had the
Will's
title
the one who's changed.
Oh, let's talk about Will Ospreay. You can talk about your wife as whatever you like to. It's you and your wife. You both have the same sense of humor.
Yep.
But if a family is trying to sit down to watch your programming,
Yep.
you have to be careful about the fact that you're just talking about, hey, she wanted to fuck, so I fucked her. That's just weird, bro. I get they have that sense of humor.
Yep.
That's fine. That's beautiful for them.
Yep.
You're on TV. Mm-hmm. People are like, well, she said it in an interview. She said it in an interview that got put on YouTube. That's different.
Last I checked, Google does not censor YouTube the way the FCC censors fucking national
They
television.
censor certain words
Yes.
that you have to get around.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
You can't actually say suicide.
Right.
Unalive yourself is technically the term that has to be used. And if you're Caleb Hammer, you have to go kill yourself in Minecraft. But then again, Jesse, the audience for Caleb Hammer is also 95% he found out not caring about the way he chooses to make content. So he doesn't care about the 5% that don't like it. This is a problem though, because like you said,
you actually have to say like S8 instead of sexual assault and stuff like that.
Yeah, Jesse. This, however, like you said, is not going to get a family to fucking watch.
Nope, my family would not watch.
But you are.
I know the kids would be home.
The next 2 weeks on this show are going to suck for you because we're just going to fucking plant those little seeds.
The biggest problem outside of using the word fuck on cable television was Swerve's promo.
Well, but to be fair, John Moxley uses it all the goddamn time, so at this point, everyone else thinks they can do it too.
Thank God I have time at work.
Yeah, but in backstage recorded segments, it's easy to at least bleep out.
Yeah, well.
That, it's like if WWE did it. Like,
John Moxley is what Jim Cornette thinks Okada is, which is the laziest wrestler in the world. Because, like I said, John Moxley, when he got put through that table by Shane Taylor Promotions, go back. Jesse liked the match, but then when I told him to go watch John Moxley during that table spot,
the smile pissed me off.
The smile, the middle fingers, the whole "let's go, guys," yeah. I was like, go fuck yourself, John.
Like you ruined
unprofessional fuck.
Absolutely ruined a cool moment for STP. You fucker.
Unprofessional piece of shit.
My problem with Swerve's promo:
boring, long-winded. There's only apparently one way to talk to Will now. But by the way, Jesse, quick question. When in this segment did he bring up the Death Riders that mattered?
That was my problem. Because he did bring it up. Talking about, now you need help from the Death Riders and blah, 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 blah.
But he didn't expand on it.
But he really didn't get into it at all.
Jesse, Swerve's supposed to be the guy, right? Tony Khan doesn't always get involved. Swerve understands this. We gave Swerve credit. Leroy, this motherfucker mentions the Death Riders and then moved on. He should have fucking taken that little needle and twisted it.
My other
He definitely would have made a better promo then.
You stab him with, you need help. Then you twist the knife a little bit, and you talk about how Will ain't got it no more. He didn't do it.
When people tell me Bray Wyatt inspired them, I would expect you to be more creative in your promos. Because that guy was insanely creative with a promo.
Bray Wyatt, Jesse, like you said, was a little cryptic, but he hit all the points. He reminded you of everything.
Like I told people, really the only biggest problem with why people felt his promos stopped mattering is Vince kept beating him. It was just like, okay, he does keep losing. The promos are good, but you can't just keep losing.
Roman's promos mattered because he kept winning.
Right. And, of course, then when he was a Fiend, he won all the time.
Yeah.
Except for the one.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
Red Cell.
Like we don't talk about Bruno. And then backstage, of course.
Third best song in that movie.
I know.
I will stand on that.
Oh, really?
It was Disney constantly, in my opinion.
I really like. I probably put it number 2.
Nah, it's number 3.
When I think about that movie.
Actually, honestly, for me in that movie, number 4.
Really?
Number 1 is.
I can't even remember all 6 songs.
Number 1 is Family Madrigal.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
To me, I think it flowed better.
Sure.
Number 2 is actually the song with Grandma at the end. Not the final song where they're building the house, but the song when Grandma's admitting I may have overstepped because of Grandpa dying, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then number 3, dude, Pressure's a fucking banger. Don't fucking tell me it's not.
Well, Pressure would be number 3, but we don't talk about Bruno as a bop. I literally have it on Spotify. I'm like,
and that's fine. It's a good song.
Song's a bop.
But then again, Jesse, we're also sitting here talking about the fact that, let's be honest, it's a bop, and everyone listens to it and loves it. But Soda Pop is the 7th best song in K-pop Demon Hunters. It's not. It's the worst song in the movie, but it's still a banger.
Still haven't watched it.
It's a good movie.
Boy, and I know some women who like me who are like, you did. I'm like, I got shit to do.
It's a good 90 minutes, whatever. But anyway, no, Jesse. Swerve was supposed to be the guy, right? Swerve was supposed to be the guy who was able to get through to Tony. This promo segment, because they're both at fault, was trash.
It was trash, dude. It was.
And it was short. That's the thing. You were trash, and it was short.
And I don't give a fuck about. You can't. You can't. Here's the other problem. It's not even Moxley says it every now and then. MJF says it. Dude, stop. Pick 2 dudes to say it. Once in a while, and no one is going to be said. Like I said, at least with Moxley, with some backstage segments, it can be edited out. The effects, if you're live, the effect is be like, oh, he said fuck, but which doesn't work because he says it all the time, just like you said. But if you're going to do it live, you have to tell the TV because clearly TV didn't know.
Remember when WWE used it twice on Netflix when they first went to Netflix, but it wasn't even in the same fucking show?
Right.
And it mattered because the fans were like, oh, they actually took their card they've been given and they used it. But WWE also knows we're not going to let some fucking mid-carder use it.
No, it was used by
it's going to be Punk and Roman or fucking Seth. Like, that's who's going to use it.
Also, like, yes, The Rock used it on the USA Network, but it clearly got bleeped because they clearly knew he was going to say it. So, like...
I also think WWE uses the 7-second delay where I think AEW just lets it fucking
ride.
I
think they clearly use a 10-second delay just to make sure they're protected.
Yeah.
Anyway, Moxley backstage helps Will navigate all of his emotions. I don't know... By the way, his reasoning for working with them is stupid too.
I know.
He's emotional.
It's just trash. By the way, Garcia was like making fun of Ospreay. I'm like, you don't do shit.
He went back to the fucking dancing gimmick. That's what got him the most play this week.
You are Albert Hainsworth, sir. You sit on the bench until you're called. And when the contract's done, you're going to get released.
The WWE looks at Daniel Garcia and says, well, there's no buyer's remorse there.
What a piece of wasted potential.
Woo! Mm-hmm. We saved money on that kid.
12-man tag match.
Yeah.
The conglomeration is such a waste of time.
And it has some of the biggest indie names in the history of pro wrestling.
And Cool Kyle.
So
dude,
excited.
him outside of Redragon. Non-PWG.
Triple H and Shawn Michaels
is the worst shit
couldn't
ever.
make Cool Kyle work.
Shawn did try to make Cool Kyle work.
He tried.
He tried.
Like I told you, the moment I heard that nigga say it's cool to be me, I'm like, nigga, you're lame. You're like 33. Who the fuck? Who? It's so cool to be me. You're 33 with kids, bro. You bad dad. Shut up. You're lame.
He's not listening to Dad Rock. That's the problem.
Mark Briscoe, one of the most wasted legends of all time.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy.
It's a big clusterfuck.
I love Orange Cassidy, but he's been wasted in this company for years. And by the way, you could kind of do a Redragon thing with Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, because Roderick actually has some comedy elements to him, which I found actually enlightening in NXT because
he used to be the non-personality.
He was a straight guy, yeah.
Mr. ROH was like...
He was a straight guy.
We knew he was bland when we watched, but it's like we didn't expect Roddy to fire up the mic.
The thing was, in the ring, he was so great that you were just like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And then Darby Allin and Takeshi tagged with them against the Callis family. What the fuck are we doing?
Former world champion. Seriously, hold on. I know Vince a lot of times took guys who won the world title and put them right back in the mid card. Bro, Darby Allin didn't even fucking play with the main event scene after he lost the world title. Darby Allin just left.
There's too many people in the Don Callis family.
There's too many people in the conglomeration. What are you talking about?
And that too. Notice when you look up the Don Callis family, I have to scroll down to get to all of them.
Yeah.
That's like, dang.
When you need a page 2
and it's a paragraph.
When you need a page 2
for a faction.
Yeah, page.
There's too many niggas in that group. You got it's got to go.
Like Jesse said, being on tour when you're a rapper is a balance of too many guys on stage and knowing where your limits are.
I gave Kendrick so much credit. It was him. Every now and then there were some dancers.
Yep.
Of course, he had SZA there.
Mm-hmm.
But when he was rapping, there wasn't 20 niggas on the stage with him. I'm like, thank God. And by the way, on his own, he was doing a great show. Because, in hip-hop, the whole old thing was, okay, yes, like the Locks. I'll bring up the Locks. I'm like, yes, dude, love the Locks. But why are there 30 niggas I've never seen in my life shouting on stage?
We understood why there were a bunch of guys on stage when Wu-Tang was up there.
Because there was like 7 dudes in the group. Yeah. But like, I'm like, I still remember the time I saw Jay-Z and he once had like a bunch of Rock Nation up there. I'm like, Jay, you're great. get the other 27 niggas off stage.
Run
It's just,
DMC.
Yeah. Like, dude, that's too many niggas.
Run DMC was 3 guys.
Right.
You don't need that
Run
many.
DMC was 3 guys.
If you have a choir, okay, that's a different thing. But
Slipknot works
Yes.
because everyone in that band is doing something.
Yup.
Because if I saw a band with technically 4 and then there's just 3 other people there, who the fuck are these 3 people?
Well, that's the thing, Jesse. When you think on the record it's a drum, and then you watch it live, and it's Sean banging a trash can, he's at least doing percussion work.
To be fair, he's also
That's
one of their
true.
mixers and all that. So
Right,
it's always worked.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, this is why Mushroom Head never got as big. I'm like, 2 of you are just up there doing weird dances. Why the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
Once
Yes.
you get too many niggas on the stage.
And yes, once in a while during the guitar solo, Sean would just fuck off and find something to do. But you know what? It worked.
The only time I kind of like a Mushroom Head show, and I've only been to 2 in my life, was one time they had a random, 2 females also on the show. But I'm like, well, at least they're half naked. Because otherwise, I don't know what they're doing.
Hey, man, when
they don't sing.
Hey, man, when Motley Crue put 2 girls on risers and gave them microphones, it was Motley Crue, you accepted it.
Well, because it was also
There we go.
they're going to be naked in a minute.
Well, not only that,
All right,
Jesse,
cool.
but we also knew when they started doing that Vince couldn't sing anymore.
you know,
Like I tell people,
that was a while ago.
my uncle he reminded me. He's like, I took you to see them in the 90s, and I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, you didn't like it. I'm like, oh yeah. Because Vince's voice was kind of
Shot by that point.
It was kind of hard
shot,
to hear.
Yeah.
So yes, Forbidden Door is of course
Saturday.
This Saturday,
hold on.
Sunday.
Hold on.
Sunday.
So hold on. To confirm, that was the end of Dynamite. Was that promo?
that was
okay.
no the 12-man match.
Yeah,
Was the
12-man
end of
match.
Dynamite.
that was the main event.
By
Okay.
the way, why are we doing a 12-man? We're doing a 606. It literally makes no fucking sense.
Why was there a 10-man tag team match at the last pay-per-view when the ending of the night was Stadium Stampede? Answer me that. Anyway, no. Okay, so before we get to the card, Jesse, I need you to do this. Leroy, you tried to bring it up, but I wanted to hold on to it. Jesse, before we go into this card, the guys in New Japan are not working when they tell the press they are not happy with this relationship.
When the world champion, once again, this is like the 3rd time the world champion's done this.
And by the way, that's Caleb.
Yes.
So not even a Japanese.
Well, now
brand.
it's not Caleb anymore. It's Yoji again.
Okay, so back to Yoji.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
yeah.
back to Yoji.
My bad. Yeah, I apologize.
No worries. By the way, people, I am going to try to start reviewing it again weekly, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, because the G1 does start, and I did promise you guys I would try to do that.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'll have my recap up this week because I was on vacation last week.
So
I get them every once in a while.
Here's the thing, and I don't know what I feel buzzing, but whatever. It's one of your phones. It's your phone.
It's your phone, Leroy.
I believe that's your daughter. Let me be clear. When the world champion says, I don't want to do this show because it's meaningless to what we do, he's probably speaking for the locker room.
Yeah.
And New Japan knows it. It's not like they get any good returns out of it. Hold on.
You said the word return in a conversation about New Japan and the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Jesse, they don't get a return because their roster just gets signed.
That too. I'm going to be as clear as I can be. This is one of the worst Forbidden Door cards I've ever seen.
Well, Jesse, much like most things in AEW, the more we do it, the literal shit it gets.
Like, people are like, everyone wanted to hit on the build for Forbidden Door, and the card is great. And let's talk about this card.
Do we have to? Okay, yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. We are, we are obligated to talk about this card. Go
I
ahead.
will give you my guesses on everything. Anybody that is not in AEW is not going to win.
That's not true. They usually split it.
Yeah, no. In fairness to Tony, I don't say that often on the show because I don't need to.
They usually split the card.
It's usually about 55-45.
Right. They usually split it.
Yeah.
So on the buy-in,
Yeah.
we have Dominion against Thunder Rosa and Olympia.
Why?
Well, number one, sometimes I forget Thunder Rosa's in the fucking company.
She ain't there very often.
Because she's usually on Ring of Honor, and even then I'm like, I don't fucking remember seeing her.
Because we forget about Ring of Honor.
WWE has had bad builds this year. WWE has had rough stories, and they're telling you a consistent story with their build. But what's really fucking strange?
Maya World is the Mexican wrestler.
Oh yeah.
But let's talk about the women's division.
Can we talk about Athena getting beat? We still haven't gotten Athena versus Mercedes straight up. And everyone's like, well, wait, hold on. Didn't they face off once? Yeah, and Mercedes beat her for whatever fucking reason.
Forgive me. Let me try this meal Tony has given me.
Uh-huh.
Horse shit.
Yep. Salt. Thank you. Thank you.
It's not making it any better.
Let's throw some Thekla pepper on it. It's a little better, but it's fucking dry. It's the division is dry. There's no heat. There's no build-up. There's nothing to the women's division.
That's because Thekla's putting all of her time into going back to Stardom.
Even when she's not, she doesn't have any legitimate contenders.
No.
None. Chris Statlander is not a legitimate contender.
Does she have some legitimate contender in Stardom?
No, because she's
Not
not
really.
actually defending anything in Stardom, but she's doing something interesting in Stardom because she beat up the president.
She is defending the championship against Starlight Kid, but of course she's not going to win it because she's going right back to Stardom when she's done.
Exactly.
And they're not going to do that kind of interesting thing. But for this buy-in, who fucking cares? Of course, we got Mercedes versus Maya World for the Owen Hart final.
Who is Mercedes and who?
So Maya World is I forget what her name is in CMLL. It might actually just be Maya World. She's a CMLL wrestler.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mercedes is going to be a 2-time Owen Hart's women's champ.
There's a good chance they are going to try to finally put this thing on her. Because
the title on her?
Because Thekla has no challengers. Thekla was only a decent challenger because of the work Thekla was doing. Because they didn't really build Thekla either.
Yeah.
Of course, we got Shota Umino, it's going to be great to see him on an AEW card.
Sure.
I've been watching Shota for years in New Japan.
You've always been a big fan of Shota.
Big fan of Shota. Against Pac. I'm not saying he did or he didn't. I'm just saying it looks like Pac ate Pac. He's Tupac.
And not in a good way, I guess.
Like, he looks like a man who ate two versions of himself. Like, he's just overly jacked for a guy his size.
Yeah.
He's the size of Zach while also being the size of Brock Lesnar. It's just not a good look.
Yeah,
it's really not a good look.
It's weird. Me or Zack Sabre Jr.?
No, I'm saying he's the size of you in height while being the size of Brock in muscles. It's a bad combination.
If I ever started working out and started to get like that, Jesse would be like, motherfucker, no.
Don't you take steroids, good sir. You overcame cancer. Don't you ever take steroids. All right. We have this stupid fucking three-way tag with the Bucks.
The Bucks and who?
Okay.
Go ahead and read it off, Jesse.
We have Sky Team, CMLL.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
I like Sky Team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, here's the problem. And by the way, this happened with CSJ before. Remember when, I think this was last year's CSJ, I think was IWGP champion, and he could only make one AEW show to build his match.
Yep.
That's Sky Team. So they've had the Bucks talking about this match, but besides twice on Collision for the Japanese team.
For those wondering, Maya World is not CMLL. She is just AEW.
Oh yeah, she did sign that.
Yeah.
She's formerly. I think is she formerly CMLL?
No.
She formerly Stardom.
She's formerly Reality of Wrestling.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
well, she was trained by Athena.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my women's knowledge for AEW isn't great because they never fucking build anybody.
Well, not only that, but because
and to be honest, I haven't watched a lot of reality of wrestling in the 6 years. So
that, and also, guys, Tony Khan just brings in women for no fucking reason.
Also,
One's
outside
off.
of like Zilla Fatu, who's gonna end up, we already know, and it's been put out there. He's gonna end up a part of this storyline anyway in WWE.
Let's get through this card.
Bandito versus Jon Moxley for the Continental Championship.
Why? Literally, no, folks.
John's winning.
No, folks. Normally I do why because I need to because everyone's like, well, you got to fit your thing about well there was no build, well there was blah blah blah. No. When Jesse goes why, that means there was no build, folks.
Was no build.
They
literally did it on Dynamite.
They just interacted on Dynamite.
That was it.
That's it.
Of course, Cage and Cope versus the Dogs. Why?
Because FTR said they're going to go home for a little while and be with the family. And
well, good for you and your family.
Yeah.
Good. What is it as a family guy? Good for you. Good for you. Of course, Thekla versus Starlight Kid, I think will probably be the best match of the night. But Starlight Kid is not going to beat her for that title.
Nope.
Swerve versus Ospreay. Ospreay's been in this company for like 3 years now and has still not been AEW World Champion. If that's his decision, it's a bad one.
Yep.
Maybe Ospreay will get the win.
Well, no, he is getting the win because they're going to Wembley.
Here's the thing: I can't even do the black thing because it makes sense that you would have him win to probably fight MJF for the title in Wembley.
Yeah.
Probably finally winning it in Wembley.
Yeah.
But like.
Wait, hold on, Jesse. You mean finally winning it at the smallest show they've done in Wembley?
That they will do, yeah.
So Will have a tattoo of a number that wasn't even confirmed. And
he'll have to cross it out and put a new one
and
down.
it won't even be the number of the show he won the belt at because that number is unfortunately going to be more than half.
They're gonna have less people than fucking League One in Wembley. So
anyway,
Kenny versus Zack Sabre Jr. because Tony Khan.
Well, no, Jesse, finish the statement. Because Tony Khan could.
Right.
Has nothing to do with anything legitimate. It's just he could. He got the ability to get Zack Sabre Jr. on American soil to wrestle, and he did.
That'd be a good match.
Well, duh.
And we do it again.
Although, Leroy, you weren't here when Jesse and I talked about this earlier in the show. This will be the 6th time they've done this match. So there's nothing really new to happen.
So, in other words, it'd be...
Well, no, it'll still be exciting, but for people that have watched the other 5, it's like Kenny and Zach is old news at this point.
Yeah.
Here's the dumbest fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, their main event.
So the match we had in the main event...
Yeah.
On Dynamite.
...is now a steel cage match, which it was always planned on being from 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But we already previewed the match on Dynamite, and that is the 6-on-6. MJF and the Don Callis family versus the conglomeration Darby Allin and I'll just say Takeshita. So they're pretty much the match they just had done.
Well, we already had the match.
I got to get Triple H
They're going to
credit.
put in a steel cage?
I got to get Triple H credit. When he was champion, I don't ever remember him facing his competitor on Raw or SmackDown.
One-on-one.
In a one-on-one match.
Before the pay-per-view.
Because
he didn't. And if he did, it was always meant to be a joke. It was always set up that Evolution would just beat him down.
Right.
So, yes, folks, once again, this is the issue with the IWC now that we're getting off the card because we've read the whole thing. The issue with the IWC is, Jesse, once again, they are the people that you hate, which is, well, no, it actually happened. Just because it happened doesn't mean that the context of the situation doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
Jesse, there were free black people during the United States Civil War era. Okay? We're going to ignore the obvious thing in the room here. We're just going to take the elephant. And by the way, I'm speaking to those really weird MAGA people who want to pretend like black people don't have a plight, because that exists, unfortunately, and it's a really weird situation. But yeah, Jesse...
Yeah.
But yeah, Jesse, there were some free black people in the Civil War. So why do you guys have a plight about the Civil War era? And everyone just kind of looks at you sideways and goes, "What?"
Yeah, this card is terrible.
Jesse, Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny have had great matches in the past.
Right.
Okay. Context. Why are they facing each other at Forbidden Door?
Right.
Why? It'll be a good match. Okay, Jesse, when was Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny Omega a good match? Was it the first 5 times?
Maybe.
Or did they suck for 2, had 3, mild ones, and now they're really going to blow it off the 6th time? Like, guys, just because you think that you're right because you prove, it's like, well, Jesse, you're ignoring these last 4 times. And Jesse's like, yeah, but the last 4 already happened.
Correct.
So why are we doing it now?
Because he can. All right, let's get through Night of Champions because that's on Saturday.
Yeah. So is Forbidden Door.
Let's see. Oh, that's great. I can watch
Forbidden
Forbidden
Door
Door on
Sunday.
Saturday. Forbidden Door's on Sunday.
Forbidden Door is the 29th?
28th.
28th.
Okay.
That's going to be on Sunday.
I did my math wrong. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, go ahead. Night of
So
Champions.
the
get to
night
watch this
before,
Saturday?
we have Night of Champions. Now,
Yeah.
Oh, the day before.
well, that's what I said. The night
It's
before.
going to be.
He said the night before.
I said the night before.
You're saying the same thing, Leroy.
You're saying the same.
Stop being the ISWC.
You're saying the same shit that he said. That's an 8 Mile reference.
I'm just going to watch it when I'm at work.
You probably shouldn't admit that now, in case your boss listens, and then he has to go,
I will make sure I have all my work.
What do you
done
mean listens?
before
He
I do
told him to his face.
Oh, that's
I will
good.
when I get all my work done, which I can do, and then I can watch.
Let's talk about interesting belts. We have a match on here that I don't even know is going to happen. So Liv Morgan got hurt in Birmingham. People are trying to blame Soul, who then fucking basically kind of paused and privatized her Twitter.
Yeah.
You guys, it was the funniest thing I
So
saw from
I'm not
that.
going to give any spoilers away on Raw. We're not going to talk about it, but
That's
I can
fine.
tell you right now, I am looking through Raw. They are about the show's obviously over because
Sure.
it started at 2.
Yeah, they're in London.
Liv Morgan was there. There is no
News
proof.
that she's going to be there.
That she won't be there.
I'm using the 434. Our boys from Australia.
Sure.
Shout them out because I think they're the best play-by-play thing on Facebook. There is no segment where Liv Morgan announced that she would not be in the match.
So that's good news that the injury doesn't seem to be serious.
Yes, and in fact, she was shown in a backstage segment between Chad and JD, and also a vignette was shown for Sol Ruka. So as of right now, there is no proof that Liv Morgan is out of Night of Champions.
I want to be fair to people who have said, how do you have Night of Champions and only like 3 championship matches when you technically have like 6 on the main card? That's fair. To be honest, Triple H probably needs to get rid of this pay-per-view as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Just call it King and Queen of the Ring. Just call it King and Queen of the Ring. That's
Yeah,
fine.
they could give it instead of Night of Champions when there's not much going on.
The only thing that
they could do it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And the only thing that I hate about this is, once again, it's a Saudi, but it is what it is.
Okay. So I will
They
say
got another year
I will say this
on
once
that
again.
deal.
No spoilers. Liv Morgan and Io Sky had a face to
They had
face,
a segment, yeah.
and Io Sky said something that refers to the fact there will be a match. That's all I'm going to say.
So, first we have Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker in a steel cage. This match is going to go hard.
Yeah.
I got it on Seth.
I got Braun.
I got Braun.
I don't know. Well, Seth hasn't lost a cage match in a while.
Yes, but Seth Rollins
That's
is
fair.
yes, but Seth Rollins is not John Moxley. Seth Rollins will put over a young talent.
Oh yeah, he will.
Well, besides that, it's just story-wise, it kind of makes sense for Braun to win.
Yeah, because Braun needs to move on to move up. Seth wins. Seth just moves on.
He's still a main eventer.
Yeah.
Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints for the WWE United States Championship.
Hey, remember, Jesse, Ricky Saints got to the main roster and everyone forgot about him. He's in a championship match on a pay-per-view. It's funny.
First of all,
I got Trick retaining.
I do believe Trick retains, but I don't think cleanly.
No.
I think we're going to get the triple threat at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Oh, you
If
think?
not a fatal 4-way, because I still don't. It all depends on Ilya
Yeah.
situation.
Yep.
But I think they're going to put him in this, and then they're going to do
With
the
Carmelo
fatal
Hayes.
4-way. Carmelo Hayes, Ricky Saints.
You think
Trick.
Carmelo is going to come out to cause?
I think in
headache with this
Minneapolis, they lowered the tickets more. I mean, we'll see what happens. Guys, I'm not going to make any promises to the fans.
I'm actually probably going to just say right now, guys, don't expect this to be down there.
Yeah.
Shit happened. Life happens. And
Yeah,
it is
that's
what it
but
is.
it's not looking as pretty as I was hoping at the beginning of the year. But
We have to make Jesse look prettier before we can get the money situation.
well, I just
prettier.
need to look pretty. Period.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I will never.
You're a
do
beautiful man. Hush up.
That. Nah, I'm
Once
black.
again, you are the nice dad on the show, but we don't
Well, it was
believe
Father's
you.
Day, you know.
I'm just black. The women just don't know the issues yet. So here's the thing.
I'm not allowed to speak on that.
when,
So
when they figure it out, then they get it. I believe Trick retains, not cleanly. By the way, Don Callis, when you're not technically the greatest manager in the world, how does a celebrity,
Lil
Yachty, have a more understanding of what you should be doing?
Surprisingly, he hasn't worn the fans out yet.
Because he does what he needs to do.
Yeah.
It's not overbearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just there in the background, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, some people will say, well, you guys talk about Darby Allin going to a mid-card title. What about Jade Cargill going after Tiffany Stratton? Because here's the thing. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Rhea's currently hurt.
Yep.
To me, if the thought is she might not make it back till after Survivor Series, you got to strip her of the title. You can't just let that title sit in limbo.
Yep. Yeah.
They created a story here that feels more like it's for the women's championship
Yeah.
because Rhea got hurt.
Yep.
I'm interested to see if maybe they make Jade a double champion and then she just loses one of them at SummerSlam.
Okay.
Because of course, like you could always go because it's only a couple months, but
You could quote unquote probably break off Michin and have her maybe take it at SummerSlam.
or maybe like Tiffany wins this one, but
Wins the big one at SummerSlam.
yeah, and then Michin finally gets the run she deserves as a mid-card champion.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Tiffany.
Okay, yeah.
Because Tiffany loses nothing. I think if Tiffany loses this title to a decent contender and gets cheated at the title, they could put Tiffany right back.
Yeah,
in
I was
the
like-
main
Oh yeah.
Tiff and Jade have history. So
Because
I mean,
again,
it'll be a good match.
Because again, what Tiffany will do above all else when put back in that situation, regardless of how people feel about the character, when the match happens, the athleticism is obviously there, so she'll prove again. Wrestling is literally get to the match and then prove you belong there.
Because
That's all it is.
I think really
we
the
need some more
story,
Tiffy time.
the story for this one more than anything, because I do believe Alexa and Charlotte are going to try to come out and help Tiffany in this match, and that because the interference is going to come, and I do believe they'll have those two come out to help out. So I don't think Tiffany
with
loses.
Jay's interference
Right,
with
right.
Charlotte Flair on Friday, yeah.
Because really, if I'm being honest, if it's a straight up one-on-one, even though Tiffany's also a former women's champion, Jade is the one you would put the title on. She would beat her clean.
Yeah.
But if you're going to add some of the shenanigans for protection, and I guess some people think it's played out in WWE, but I'm like, the protection issue isn't an issue unless you do it and it doesn't make fucking sense. So I'm going to have Tiffany win this match. You guys' thoughts?
I think Tiffany's going to win on this one.
Like I said, I don't see a reason for Jade to win right now, but I do think that this is going to be probably the match of the night in the sense of there's going to be a lot of chicanery.
That, and I think these two women are capable of having a really great match.
Yeah, and if Tiffany has a title change, it could happen at SummerSlam. It's in
By the way,
home state, you know.
The good thing about this show is it starts super early, I believe. So
Yeah.
you'll be able to watch it in the morning and then do the rest of your Saturday shenanigans.
Yeah, that's the thing. You won't need to watch it at work because it's on like
Get
2.
up and watch it, or
It's
even
when
if
I
it's,
start work.
We'll talk about that in a second. Go ahead.
so we got
Why,
the
you think I'm
got
starting
King-
earlier on a Saturday?
King and Queen of the Ring. So we got
I'll explain when the mic's off.
Io
Oh, okay.
Sky and Liv Morgan. Io Sky's gonna beat her, and then I think she's just gonna beat her at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And then Oba versus Jey Uso. Listen,
A lot's gonna happen.
because Jey Uso should not be beating Omofemi
No.
cleanly.
If it happens, Triple H will actually get heat from me.
If it happens, he should stay off of his Twitter. He should stay off his Twitter.
Are you gonna slam him to our social medias, maybe?
No,
he
or
should stay
Jesse
off of
will.
Instagram.
No, Jesse will do that. I'll come on the show and be like, Trips,
He should stay off of Facebook.
Trips, I guarantee you TKO didn't force this move on you.
Don't check your messages.
Yeah.
you don't want to see the vitriol if this happens.
Yeah,
And then we got the triple threat, which I'm not going to lie, Cody could lose the undisputed WWE Championship.
Yeah.
to Sammy.
To Sammy. I know people are like, Gunther's a joke. I'm like, dude, Gunther's a bona fide main eventer who was a world champion for 300 days. What the fuck are you talking about?
Gunther is also a heel who will always be over as a heel because he can wrestle.
And the best part about Gunther's character
And-
is Gunther gets himself into these stupid situations with his fucking mouth.
He's
all the time.
a good heel that makes
He's
any
a great
crowd
heel.
hate him. No matter where he goes.
Well,
Even in his home damn country.
He's just a great heel.
Also,
yes.
also, there is some real thoughts to Sammy winning outside of the U.S. could be best because, again, WWE is not ignoring that when they leave the United States, the crowds are just better.
They really are.
The crowds are just
And
better.
That crowd over there, if he wins.
Because Saudi was chanting for the
Damn.
guy back before the prince decided to let him in.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn.
I don't think it's going to be a long reign.
I think
of
if he
course.
Sami
Sami Zayn, sorry,
Go
no.
ahead.
Sami Zayn is an underdog. Sami Zayn is not built. He's a Dusty Rhodes. Dusty
Yes.
Rhodes, when he won the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship, was not as interesting as Dusty chasing Ric Flair. Ric Flair is designed to be the world champion multiple times. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, you name it. They are like Triple H, Randy Orton, John Cena. All these guys are built to always be world champion, if not always around the world
Right.
title. Sami Zayn doesn't have a six-pack, looks like a schlub, because as Jim Cornette has said, regardless of how he feels about Sammy with the El Generico bullshit and you know the Kevin Steen stuff, he said, but the difference is Sami Zayn's the only guy doing it.
Right.
Sami Zayn's the only guy that can get away with looking like, well, he's obviously talented, he obviously knows the moves, but he doesn't work out in order to look like the body guy. That was Cena, that was Triple H, that was Ric Flair, that was insert name here. Sami Zayn is an underdog. Sami Zayn chasing the championship, chasing the dragon, is always more interested than catching the dragon.
Though as a heel, we'll see what he looks like as a champion.
And I understand that, but he's going to be a chicken shit champion heel.
But I will say this: if he wins,
Yeah.
if he wins,
Yeah.
Now, if Jey Uso wins, okay, you got me, because I'm like, here's the thing.
You don't want Jay to beat Cody, is what you're saying.
Well, it's just it literally it's like, oh, so we're gonna have all the Samoans come out and cost Cody again. Like we're running this fucking story again.
Yeah.
And that's just too much to
That's too
have to do it again.
like, yes, it's cool to have them interact, and you know you should go after Cody and all this shit, and Cody hating on Roman, whatever. It's the current Rock Stone Cold rivalry. I get it. But Rock and Stone Cold, by the way, we should know this from when Vince actually got involved in the rivalry, doesn't need involvement from everyone else. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns sells itself on its own nowadays.
Oh yeah.
So, plus, like I said, when Roman ends his career, it's him and Seth. That's how it has to end. So, I'm gonna go with Cody retaining, but I'm gonna say I'm not gonna be shocked if Sammy wins. And to be honest, if Gunther wins, you could also tell the story of Gunther once again losing to Jey Uso in a big spot, even though Jey isn't really a baby face this time. He's kind of a tweener or whatever. But
Yeah.
and yeah, that's going to be Night of Champions this Saturday. So,
And having Jay go against Sammy, that's interesting too.
Well, there's a lot of bloodline history there, yeah.
Yeah, it's like they didn't really like each other or whatever and stuff. I mean,
so yeah, they have the
you can
show
get that,
starting at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. So it'll be on at
It'll be
noon.
2 o'clock our time.
So
No, it'll be noon.
it'll be noon, bro.
I thought they were doing
Nope.
2 around our time.
1 p.m. at Eastern.
Eastern,
that's
ought to be noon.
here.
Okay, yeah, I can watch a little bit of it then.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Probably able to watch all of it. WWE pay-per-views are usually like 2 hours and 30 minutes anyway.
And whatever I miss, I'll just catch later on after lunch.
All right. So before we get out of here, we just want to let everyone know that, Jesse, you wanted to say it. We have a new
Yes.
sponsorship.
So outside of, we're going to have our normal
BetterHelp ad.
BetterHelp ad at the end of the show. But everyone you were wondering when more would come through, something that help you, we would like to introduce to you our sponsor at NordVPN. Now, right now, what you'll be able to do is go click the link wherever you can find the podcast. And by the way, I'll do a read that way for the Spotify listeners. You'll know where to go find it. On your first 3 months, you'll get 76% off. That includes data protection. That includes security for your computer. And it also includes, because you are using a VPN, you can change your location. So say there's a show on Netflix that you want to watch. It's not available in this country. Well, you can simply change your location and find it. Say there's a
Or as Jesse says, take a flight.
Say there's a WWE pay-per-view and you live in America. Well, maybe you want to take a flight to Canada to just,
There we go, to check it out.
be there to watch it on Netflix. Well,
Jesse, you do that a lot.
Once again, sign up for NordVPN. 3 months with 76% off. What is that average a month, you're wondering? That means it averages closer to $5 a month.
Not bad at all.
So once again, NordVPN, go find the link in the description on YouTube. Like I said, we'll figure out the Spotify. But in the description on YouTube, Google, all of that, we will have the link. I'm going to show Lyra how to do it. Go check it out. You'll also start seeing it in our lives, which hopefully we'll be back next week with the live. I couldn't get the video up in time today. And go get NordVPN today to support the show. Also, subscribe to Patreon. It's patreon.com/13cards subject to change podcast for free. Yes. Through the end of the year to get the subscriptions up. Subscribe for free. You don't even have to pay. You can get the show every Tuesday morning Central Standard Time here in America. If you're in the great UK and in the Europe area, you'll get it Tuesday night. If you're in Japan, you'll get it Wednesday morning.
That sounds right. Yeah.
But either way, go and sign up to the Patreon. You get it earlier than everybody else. That includes Google, that includes Apple Podcasts, that includes Acast, which we are on now. That will also include YouTube and every other streaming platform like Spotify we are on. Sign up for free today. Once again, patreon.com/13cards, subject to change podcasts. Go ahead, take us out, Zach.
Thank you all very much, and we will see you guys all next week.
Bye-bye.